Damn, you know what I just realized? I did not change my Twitch thingy, my Bobby. It just probably said interview with the vampire on the alert. Oops. Oopsie doodles. We're not talking about interview with the vampire. We're talking about how Hot D today. Let me see. Oh no. I was just saying that I forgot to change my alert on Twitch. So it probably just said we're talking about interview the vampire and we're not. That's annoying. Oh, the sun made you kind of disappear a little bit. I feel like it just like changed it. Even though I can't hear you either. Your voice is not coming in yet. But hey y'all, this is a not usual time slot show. We're gonna be talking about House of the Dragons, which is episode 4 came out this week. And we have not gotten a chance to talk about it. We'll get into that. But we're here now. And so we're going to talk about it. Okay. There's your sound. You're back.
Okay. We're good.
Okay. What happened? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I hate this song. I got to change it. Okay. I was just saying I realized that I did not change the Twitch alert. So it probably said we're watching Interview with the Vampire. But
you'd be like, what episode?
Like, is it an extra special episode? Anyway, but we'll have to get into that. My schedule's been so packed. How have you been? I know we haven't been here. Like, well, it was just one Sunday we missed. Just one. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about it because I cannot wait. I know I have a market this weekend, so I will not be able to go live this weekend because it's a 2-day thing. It's like a mini con, so I won't have time to talk about it this weekend. And then I know it's going to be another episode and we're just going to get farther behind. And I'm just like, we just have to talk about it now.
We probably going to do a smooth 2 episodes and it's going to be 4 episode recaps because there's DreamCon too.
Yeah.
And we're going to be
is it out?
Like a week or 2.
I'm like, what out? Right. If we go based off the last 2 years. Well, I know me the last 2 years. I'll be out of here. For like I have to go into hibernation after DreamCon. It's just a lot, so I don't know. But we're gonna try to get it done, and then also I'm supposed to be doing a follow-up show with Rashawn about the Armand thing because I was his defense lawyer, so we're gonna be doing that probably like Friday because it was supposed to be last Saturday. So of course the man piece also got pushed. It's just like, oh my god, you pray for days like this, and then when they come, it's just annoying. So
right.
That's kind of
busy girl. But I've been, kind of just working out and focusing on, doing a decent job in my new role.
Yeah.
And it's been stressful. I'm trying to get these people because I'm a sales rep now. So I got my first sale 2 days ago.
Nice,
and I got somebody qualified for a line of credit for about $134,000. And I was like, cute. Girl, I wish that was me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Can I have that money to pull from?
I've just never known anybody who's gotten that kind of crazy line of credit before like this.
And you see it all the time, but whatever.
I'll
live that life one day. I'll live that life one day.
I keep on saying this is going to be like my last broke girl summer.
I truly hope so. And not just you, for me as well.
Right. I just need this. It's time. Like, at what point? It's a cold day for Hot D. Yeah. So we're just kind of doing this because we just got to get in where we fit in, and it is what it is. So we just have to talk about it.
Right. The schedule is not scheduling like it should.
The schedule is not scheduling. Okay. But anyway, we're here. And we're alive. I was going back to watch some of episode 2 because we're just gonna jump right in. Let's start there. This House of Dragons season 2 started like when we were on episode 6 of Interview with the Vampire, or 6.
I want to say
since we 4 weeks
6 because it
6,
was
7,
an episode
8.
During 6, 7, and 8, and then the first free one was this last one. Rest.
Okay. Yes. And child. Anyway. Yes. So it started with that. And so I struggled, honestly, with this season of House of the Dragons at first. I struggled with the first 2 episodes specifically. Third episode was a little bit better. It didn't really win me over until this last week. You know, I love a good death. I love a good, a good death. That's what I mean. It's not just death.
Just death and destruction.
No, it has to really dig in. Like, I need people at the house crying. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel...
She said, I wanted an episode 1.
Pain. Okay? You said this is episode 1 is last week. Yeah, so let's start off with how, because we haven't talked about any of it, and we'll try to cover as much as we can. My wedding band is broke.
Uh-oh.
I thought I snagged it. So it got adjusted because I keep getting skinnier like throughout the years, and I had to get it adjusted. But when it got adjusted, it was so thin where they fixed it that it broke. Yeah, because I lost some weight recently, and so it snagged something, and it just like yanked it apart. So new ring for me, yay!
That's cute. I did want to give, because I'm a little different though. I feel like I'm in the minority when it comes to
death?
No, not death. I do enjoy, girl. I love some horror anime. I like watching people get ripped apart. But for Game of Thrones or House of Dragons, like, I don't know. I'm such a fan of the universe.
Yeah.
For me, and so all of the setup, all of the context that happens through dialogue. If I feel it's not going to pay off, and if I can, like, I don't know, you can never tell ahead of time if something's going to pay off or not. Yeah. But I don't know, everything we've seen in those last 3 episodes felt purposeful and felt like they were leading to eventually something. I don't think they're going to do like this last season of Demon Slayer. I didn't need 7 episodes.
Not the random stray.
Sorry, I just didn't need 7 episodes of training.
And then one. It definitely was a filler, and I'm like disappointed because that's not a Demon Slayer thing, and I just really didn't need that.
It's not. It was so, and for this to technically be the last season, and then we get nothing.
And then we
get
3 movies. I'm like, really?
It's a anticlimactic type of situation, but. We're not here to talk about Game of Thrones. I mean, Demon Slayer. We're here to talk about Hot D. And for me, we're gonna get into a little nuance of the first, second, and third episode before we really get into the fourth. Yeah. But I don't know. I was entertained. I was entertained, and I was happy seeing where a lot of these characters were currently, whether they still ain't shit or not, how they're handling a lot of the developments, and then leading up to Rook's Rest. So I just wanted to get that out there. Like, I don't know. I was tuned in.
One thing that, like, as someone who watched Game of Thrones, I can always give them a little grace just because I understand the type of show that Game of Thrones is. Like, it's also a reason, like, a lot of people who don't like Game of Thrones don't really like it, because it's not really like, it's not peak every episode. It's not going to give you like boom, boom, boom every episode. Is really about setting up the board for a big moment. But I do have trust issues to some degree because if that big moment doesn't feel big enough for how much time they spent setting up, then I always feel gypped. So like I would say, like in the original Game of Thrones with that final battle, the one that you couldn't see shit, and then you realize Melisandre's purpose this whole show was just to be the lighting department for that episode where you couldn't see nothing. Like, it's stuff like that I got trust issues now
because you got all this power over fire, and which is the weakness to these motherfuckers, and you use it to make flashlights for the Dothraki?
Yeah, she was the lighting department.
Girl, get out of here.
For that battle that they could have just slid the brightness up. So, like, you see, I just had to say that to say this is why I have trust issues. When I see Game of Thrones spending a lot of time setting up a person or a character, I be just in the back of my mind, I just be like, this could be a big thing. It could be a really great setup, or it's about to be Melisandre. And so I'm always a little weary. I would say for me, the first episode, the dialogue was struggling for me.
Okay.
I think what keeps me plugged in is just I know the bigger story here, and I am very invested in the bigger story.
Right.
So I stay invested. But that dialogue, and once again, this was coming behind Interview with the Vampire, which is like S tier script.
I mean,
like dialogue.
We have to separate.
Right.
It's mandatory because not too many shows is gonna have us.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, like Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah. And so that's why I had to give it grace, because I think I was like coming behind it, and like you can feel the difference between S tier dialogue and maybe
Genuinely.
like A and B sometimes, B sometimes.
I'll give it to you. Them first 2 episodes, maybe I give it B tier. Was I still tuned in? Yes, but I agree with you.
Yeah, so it was a struggle for me. Honestly, I didn't even watch episode 2 right away. I wasn't even interested. Like, because I was, let me tell you, episode 1 let me down to some degree, because I was so hyped for it. I was so ready. And I almost feel like, I know this is part of the story, so I'm not going to say that, but it almost did feel like that last act of the episode. They felt like, okay, these people been waiting almost 2 years for this. We ain't giving them enough in this episode. Let's put something crazy in it. Let's ramp it up at the end of the episode, because it's not giving. And that's really how it felt watching it. That first one, at 1 and 2 of the episode, I was glazed over, honey. Like, only scene I remember really is Rhaenyra, because every time she was on the screen, I cried, and I found myself being like, dang, I want more of her, because that's how I left the last season. That's what I wanted first. Like, honestly, because we left with baby Luke.
You kind of want to start off with blood and cheese.
It was, but like, how y'all left me though. Like, how y'all left me last season. That's all I needed right away. I needed Rhaenyra and me to be crying, because we need to do it. I needed to settle that before I moved on.
Well, let's touch on that since you brought it up. Rhaenyra, there's not too many actors that can get on camera and not deliver a single line until the very end, and still have me believing they deserve an Emmy. Because the way Emma got on that TV screen and emoted the whole episode, listen, the reason why I can't say I wasn't tuned in since episode 1 is because I pretty much damn near cried twice during that first episode.
I cried twice. It was both when she was on the screen.
Okay, so it wasn't like you were completely detached. It just wasn't giving you exactly what you needed.
Yeah, because I think it was like the last act. Maybe.
Yeah, it was just about.
Scene, and then we got the baby and all that stuff. That was like act 3 of the episode, I would say. But I really that's my main nitpick. I wanted to come in with the emotions that I left with. Like, it was such a long time period. I would have just preferred we do the funeral right away, or just like her looking for his remains on the beach. Like, I just would have wanted to come in there and just stay there for a second before we moved on to like logistics, because that's where I
very valid critique.
Yeah,
because I can see that playing out. Like, the entire first half of the episode is Rhaenyra being out searching for the body, maybe coming up like empty for a while, finally finding it, having her breakdown, and doing that declaration about Aemon, all within that first couple, like 20 minutes. I can see that. Yeah,
just kind of giving us space to like grieve for that first little part, and then do everything. I don't have no problem with everything that happened. It's just like, I just feel like there was stuff before that and I couldn't really tap in. I think we figured out where Jace was. We figured out where he was. We kind of came in there and I was a little confused, and that was like jarring for me, because I was like, bitch, hey, when we crying about the baby, honey, wait.
But they picked up right, because obviously Rhaenyra sent Jace and Luke to be emissaries for her to remind them of their loyalties. And so obviously we saw the ending, what happened with Luke. And Jace, he was on his way to talk to the Starks, or at least to, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's the head of the house at the Wall. So he went to talk to him about sending troops and supporting. So that's why they picked up right there, just to like completely like jump right into it.
Not a play on words. It was Stark though. It was.
And I got to give it to you. I wasn't all the way interested in the intro either. Like, I glazed over their conversation. I had to rewind it to really process it.
Yeah,
just because I wanted, like you, I did want the action right away. I was like, where is it? Okay, we're here. Let's get through this.
Like, I just feel like changing that order for me, because I was just so confused. Like, I literally, my crazy ass, because I ain't seen these people in 2 years, I was like, bitch, should I turn on Game of Thrones? Then I turn on the Raw. And then I'm like, Rashawn is playing this. I'm like, am I watching the right thing? Is episode 2 out? Like, are we in the middle of the episode? Like, it just felt like we should not be starting here. Mm-hmm. And then that was like main thing. It just kind of threw me off, but that was my main critique.
Oh, Cregan. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. And that was my main critique of episode 1 for the most part. I also didn't need to see the stall in motion for a baby. For me, I love kids. I'm not opposed to kids being murked for a good story, but I don't need all the extra. That was a little much for me.
I was fine with the action. It was the sound effects.
Yeah.
They didn't show it, but baby, you could hear that flesh.
Yeah, I didn't need that.
I ain't gonna lie. Because I was gagged. It was really happening.
Right.
And I have my critiques of that scene too. I think Midnight brought that up about how she felt about the blood and cheese scene.
Is that what we're calling?
Yeah. Okay. Blood and cheese is because that's the 2 names of them, and I think the fandom just calls that event.
Okay, the
blood and cheese. Okay,
thank you.
Yeah. So there was a few highlights for me, or things that I thought was interesting before we got there. So let's just maybe touch on that a little bit before we get to the end. I definitely enjoyed seeing Rhaenys return and Daemon thinking he about to really pull them britches up and run shit. Like he gave her that order to get right back on her dragon after she just came back, all covered in soot. Bitch, I'm tired. I'm ready to go lay down. And he's like, no. And she tried this shit out of him. He was like, this is an order. She was like, if only you were king. So I love just seeing my girl Rhaenyra, not Rhaenyra, but Rhaenys is my favorite character in this show. And I love the way she supports Rhaenyra, the way she gives her counsel. Like she is the level head person of the series.
The first should have been queen. Basically.
Oh, she's the queen that always was. I don't know that other title.
That's what it's like. It's just so we're gonna get to that. But yes, I did enjoy seeing everybody show back up. Like, okay, this is where everybody is. I did enjoy that.
Alicent, she's still getting munched on by Kristen.
Which also for me, starting there, I don't know. Those are the things for me that just kind of feel. But that's just how this show has been in general, and that's one of my biggest critiques. I know that people are saying the books kind of go past. It's a lot of time covered, so they skip over a lot of stuff. But I don't know. Some part of me just be like, okay, so we doing because we were sending feet pics to Larys. I don't remember. It's been 2 years. I did not go back and watch season 1. Did we get hints of her and Cole throwing eyes at each other? Was they messing around in season 1?
It was heavily hinted at. I don't think they actually was messing around. I can't remember from the end of the season, but it was definitely heavily hinted at. And I liked seeing the proof of their continued debauchery, as Iyanla said, gutter snipe. Straight out the hood.
Not Alicent, the gutter snipe.
Full gutter snipe, her and Kristen. But it just goes to show you how deep her hypocrisy runs, both of them. Because Kristen Cole is still upset. I'm talking about deep-rooted angry at a child 10 years ago because she didn't want to sell oranges and tarps in the desert with you.
Heard about them oranges, honey. He's trying to have a cutie farm.
A child turned you down 10 years ago, and you still calling her the whore of Westeros? You still got all this pressure, but because she turned you down, you claim she's the reason why you had to break your oath. But here you are 10 years later, consistently breaking your oath, consistently having sex with Alicent, doing the same thing you mad at Rhaenyra for. Alicent too. You was pissy because she was out here living her best life and you were beholden to the patriarchal fucking bullshit in this world. And now you doing the same thing she doing with the same nigga. Let's really talk about it.
I mean, we know he full of shit. I don't know. It's just like they don't love each other. They both like Ray. They don't have no chemistry. I mean, I think does Alicent have chemistry with anybody? That's my whole thing.
I think she has chemistry with Rhaenyra 100%.
That's the only person.
Yeah, the only person.
But I think that's the point though. Is like she is kind of a product of her father, like Otto, like how he raised her. You use what you got to get what you want. And that's it. That's when she engages in that. I think that to me, I feel like that is Alicent. Like, I'll show you some feet. You want feet, you got feet. You want some puss, you got some puss. Like, but it's not that deep for her.
She slowly turned into her father. The way she talks to and uses her children, she's slowly fully turned into Otto, whether she realizes it or accepts it or not.
Them po kids.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. So the blood and cheese thing, anything like you didn't like, I thought it was a little gruesome. Rashawn is saying he just asking the mom, like, only killing one, letting the mom run off. Yeah, I would just kill them all, honestly.
I mean, like, let me tell you, the book version is like, honestly, I'm glad it didn't happen because nobody in this show deserves this stuff less than poor Helena. Helena does not deserve this. She has been sitting in the cut trying to give y'all bitches warnings. She's been whispering these prophetic visions to y'all, but y'all just want to think she just crazy and touched.
She's a little off though. She is a little off.
I mean,
I'm not gonna hold you. She a little off.
A little bit, but in this world of magic and dragons, right. I need you to take a couple of, like, you fully believe in prophecies.
Yeah, she got the energy of like a fortune teller. Almost.
That's what I'm saying.
Like weird, like chick who just like you're gonna like the chick who be at Harrenhal.
Alice.
Yeah, they got the same. She could be one of them.
Yeah, she's just more upfront. Like Helena I think Helena doesn't really know or understand fully what's going on with her. Like she's having these dreams and maybe eventually realizing that they're real. Like I think it's even an Easter egg that while she was like telling them about the rat catchers, like she was like, I'm scared of the rats. Yeah. She was knitting or whatever she was doing her son's funeral garb already. Like that's what she was doing in that moment. So it was like she can process like the visions, but she doesn't know exactly when it's going to happen or
it's almost just like it kind of just like goes through her. She's just like a vessel.
She's like a three-eyed raven.
Yeah, she's basically like a vessel. Like she kind of moves with it, but it's not like something she feels like she commands or she really commands for herself. So I mean, I get it, but you know, she's a little weird. And her husband is Aegon.
Unfortunately, but the way the books portray that scene, like blood and cheese, they couldn't find Aemon like in the show. They find her and her kids, but it's I think it was two boys in the side-by-side beds, because she does have another son, and he was trying to figure out. Don't have another
son in the show, or
no? I mean, I don't think they stated it, or at least in that scene, it was a boy and a girl.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Y'all, twins. Does she have another? Oh, unless the other one is younger, but I only saw the two.
Maelor is missing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think in the books, both of the kids were in the bed, and the same thing. She had to choose, but she chose she actually chose the one of the kids, and he did not kill the kid that she pointed out, like in the show. Yeah. He decided to kill the other one, and then said out loud that now, like, you pretty much have to grow up knowing your mom chose you to die.
Yeah.
And I was like,
but I feel like they make more sense, because just like Rashawn is saying, like, it didn't feel like it made sense here. Like, I definitely would have chose the one she didn't choose. Like, I'm just saying, it just felt like more like that. That's what I thought was gonna happen. They'd be like, oh, she chose that one, picked the other one. And then the guy was like, wait, but she might have chose the real one, thinking we picked the other one, which was cool, but it was like a stretch to me. So I wish they would have kept it kind of the same, even if they didn't have the other kid. Even if they would have just been like, it's the girl or the boy, and just kind of did the same thing, but just, you know, with the girl and the boy. I wish they would have kept that though.
Yeah. I mean, but it wasn't no red wedding. It wasn't Catelyn Stark doing that deathly howl as she getting her throat slit. Even in the book, she clawed her face. She clawed her face with her nails from the despair. Like, it definitely wasn't that. But I mean, for what it was, it definitely could have been better. I felt like it was a lot of awkward.
It just felt like a lot of weird, like, oh no. Like, it just felt like it lingered a little long. Like, it felt like it should have been more swift. It should have felt like it was less arguing with the two guys. Like, it just felt like really clunky in that way. It felt like it was a lot of time for someone to hear them, for her to scream, for her to run. Like, it just, that added stuff made it start to feel unrealistic, you know?
Right.
So I would say that. I think I wish they would have kept it the same. But you know, that was episode 1.
Yeah, cute little episode.
It was cute. Two, I actually, over the course of time, I actually have found myself feeling bad for Aegon to some degree, just a little bit. I'm just a little bit. After watching him last forever, he going through it.
Girl,
he going through it.
I can never feel bad for a RAPIST person.
Oh, he's terrible. Like, but to me, they like all terrible. So it's kind of like.
I mean, yeah, but
it's kind of like moot at this point.
When you jump into the R word, I don't care what century we in.
Damon's also terrible. Like, super terrible. We talking about morally, like, they all. I'm
not a Damon stan. Maybe I should say that out loud too ahead of time. I'm not a Damon stan.
Like him, but I just.
Like, I feel like people think he's like that Benedict Cumberbatch type of attractive. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, if it's like that, I guess it's just kind of like that bad boy mysterious energy too. And like being just like a fierce warrior. I think there's like a certain archetype of hotness that goes with it.
I guess.
Like that brooding evil, that brother, you know, that rebel. I think he got that energy, but I just can't get it. It's just they're exploring how he really is manipulative and like what he was doing with Rhaenyra and like why he was going after her. So I don't know. Aegon is the king. Not the Cyclops.
And I'm with you, Midnight. F Aegon to the day I die.
You know, I always try to find the good in them. You know what I'm saying? For show Daemon. So I don't know.
Wait, why do you feel bad for him? Because I'm curious.
Just because, like, it's almomost like how Alicent was a victim of her father's goals and just like his decisions. I do feel like because Aegon really didn't give a fuck. Like I remember Aegon being young. It just was like, I don't give a fuck about none of this. Like, I'm really just trying to kick it with the homies and be drunk and just be out here in these streets and be like a rich brat. Like he just really did not care. So like a lot of this, like where he is Alicent and her desires and her like what she wants. So it's kind of like, I wish he could have just been left as a sorry ass person he is and just being over there somewhere else. Like, I really just wish he wouldn't have got thrusted to the position of power he's in with Alicent, because he wasn't never that dude. He wasn't never ready for it. Clearly, he don't even know how Valyrian. So it's just kind of like,
girl, I make war now. Yes. I can have war, yes.
The secondhand embarrassment. I guess that's what made me feel so bad, because it was the secondhand embarrassment when his sentence was broke. It was so sad. And then Alicent was just the icing on the cake. Like, Alicent talked to him after you the one who put this man here. Like, I mean, very much so could have just gave Rhaenyra her shit. And don't sit here and talk to this boy like that when you the main fucking one who put his ass up here, girl. Like,
now, because I'm gonna kind of piggyback on Midnight's last comment about how Aegon was skeeting on the small folks, because he truly was. Now, granted, yes, he did not want the crown. He actively hid from it when he knew that when he knew it was happening up. Like, I mean, yeah, kudos to you being true to yourself, but keep in mind he was still R-wording people before he was put in that situation.
No,
he was still a piece of ass, like she said, skeeting on the small folks, making umpteen bastards. So we ain't never at a loss for an heir when it comes to him and his situation.
But they ain't gonna put them Targaryen babies up though.
No, they're not. If anything, I feel like
you got the threat of Rhaenyra actually having a claim to it. You ain't gonna put none of them.
Right, exactly. I mean, but yeah, so like if we're gonna play devil's advocate and give points, I guess I'll give him some for trying not to take the actual throne because he knew he wasn't prepared. But at the same time,
all I'm saying. That's the limits. Not about like him as a person, because even once we get to episode 4, like everything that happened to him, at this point, it's not your mama, that's you making decisions and like,
oh yeah,
you led yourself here. So yeah, like fuck all that. I'm not talking about it. But I do see that he was never groomed to take the position.
Yeah,
never like, and Alicent ass still put him up there and took that shit from her, which is like extra pity.
Oh, dumbass. You right.
That's what I'm saying. I really got
more. I still don't feel pity, but yeah,
I got more smoke for Alicent, because it was like, girl, you knew he wasn't shit and you just had to have it this one way so much that you put your ain't shit son up here who you knew wasn't shit just to take Rhaenyra shit. Like, I just cannot with her. Like, she get all the smoke from me.
Yeah. That was her whack ass and her family in episode 1. So
Right.
episode 2 kicks off, and we see Rhaenyra, and well, actually, I mean, we do pop by, Helena and them like processing what happened. I love
the procession scene was crazy.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
It was
But I did love, even though she didn't give it a business like I wish she would have. Helena's not that girl. I like that she did make her face herself when she said, "I forgive you."
Yeah.
Because you're the reason my baby's dead. You're the start of this war. You're the reason my baby dead. And because she's prophetic, like because she has these visions, I don't know if she's forgiven her for starting the war, causing her baby's death, or if it's because of her legitimately kind of pushing Aegon over the brink and making him fly off.
Yeah, I didn't know which one she was talking about, like that her part in starting this war, her part in pushing him, or her literally fucking the head or Kristen Cole while they was in
that too.
In the castle, like fucking him up. So like, yeah, I was kind of like, hey, that's loaded. It could be any of those things because she did go in there when they was fucking. So
yeah, and she had to take that same walk that Rhaenyra had to take to show Alicent her baby fresh out of birth. Ooh, the irony, even though I hated it was Helena. I love that Alicent got to feel that. So you was embarrassed, and I hope you made that connection because I think it's Alicent that's in the same quarters, but Helena is now in Rhaenyra's room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that is a long walk, bitch. That's damn near a mini Shane walk.
that walk, it felt that way. She's talking about something in the future. Midnight thinks she have a theory. Okay, maybe because knowing she has that kind of ability, she could definitely be talking about something in the future. Oh, that would be interesting.
We shall see if we haven't already. But Aegon got to get his little punk ass revenge on Blood.
He did, which I'm here for it. Like.
Hung all the rat catchers for cheese.
He's a petulant child, so I'm here for it. Let him throw his tantrum, honey. I mean, I would have preferred that than no response at all. I still think it was more so the audacity than the actual kid, but still let him have his tantrum. That's cute. Yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed that part. It was cool. I enjoyed the shade at the table though. That's what I was really waiting for when they got back to over there with Rhaenyra and them. And that she was like, they're saying I did it. And the way Rhaenys was looking at Daemon ass across that table.
Clocked it. Didn't have to think twice. Like, and then I love it. Okay, the one thing I love about the actor that portrays Daemon, what he does really well, even though he's a very dark, sadistic, slick, evil ass man, he will sit across from you and give you puppy dog eyes like nobody's business.
Ooh, he was sitting over there trying to look so innocent.
I was like, this cannot be the same dude in the first episode of House of Dragons running through the streets, chopping off people's fingers and dicks and arms for stealing. And for quote unquote stealing, because they honestly was innocent.
Right.
So I was like, this can't be the same person.
Oh, it's so funny.
He's like,
girl, I don't know why you looking at me. I was at Home Goods, girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that does make me laugh. That does make me happy that Daemon is part of this whole story. I need too many explainers, reminders of who is who. I could be the problem, but I don't have the issue with the most shows.
Because Targaryen names, you got Aemon, Daemon, Aegon, Rhaenys, Rhaenyra. Like,
not only do you got Aegon, you got Aegon, and Aegon. Because Aegon the Conqueror, Aegon that's on the throne, and keep in mind, Jon Snow's name is Aegon.
You got Aemon, Daemon, Rhaenys, Rhaenyra, Balera. But who was the girl?
Balera.
Rhaena,
Baela. You got Rhaenys and her dragon Melees. Correct. Yeah, there's a lot of. That's the thing. I feel like only real diehard Game of Thrones fans really truly let the name sink in. But like people that love the show, but like don't really invest in the lore like that. I feel like everybody across the board be like, that person with the hair that was the black dude.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call all the black people Baela. That ain't even a name. I just decided to say name.
Like this is Rhaena Baela.
Serena Venus.
Serena Venus.
Like I can't. I mean, they do look very different, but for me, the names are just like I just be giving. I'm so black. I just get them names. You know how black aunties do. So
That's
everybody
cool.
they just get a name. I get them eventually, but yes, I don't think it's just you.
It's only season 2, and they get like 8 episodes a season. So
and we almost ain't there 2 years apart. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
but yes. Anyway, so
I mean,
yes, the round table was real cute. I really enjoyed that. The tension in the air. And it was actually shocking to me that Rhaenyra didn't clock that shit immediately too.
Yeah, it took her a little bit too long, but she did. She just had to look at him to have the reminder of what he's capable of.
She do be acting like her daddy though.
A little bit.
She do be acting like as she gets older and like wiser, which I love it though. I do love it because she was such a brat. Like when she was younger, she was like so at her daddy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that as she's gotten older and appreciates him, she's like actually taking on like his kind of like I'm trying to keep peace. I'm trying to see the good in people. I'm trying to like, you know, I actually love that. I do.
Right. I mean, because even though Viserys had his obvious faults when it comes to being a king, he still lived out his life with the realm in peace. You know what I mean? So something has to be given for that. And just straight up GP kudos for him being the last rider of Balerion. That's just, I got to give you that off top. The fact that anybody's able to bond with that biggest fucking and oldest dragon that's existed, hats off.
Right.
Hats off.
Yeah. So he was that bitch in some ways, but I do love that where you said Deontay, Keontae, Leontay, Shante. They are really just some black folks. So let's see what happened.
How did you feel about Daemon? I mean, granted, I don't think it should be a shocker to most people, but
when he
bucked up on her ass again, almost.
Not shocked.
Like how many times do you have to almost slap the shit out of this woman for Rhaenyra to not be like, I can't. Granted, yes, he has a dragon. You need him.
Yeah, but like he also groomed her though from such an early age.
That's
I feel like he's created like a blind spot in her, kind of, because she I don't know how he did it, but he's kind of groomed her to see only the good in him.
I mean, she kind of said to herself, she was like, when I was a kid, I saw it as a challenge, you know, this brooding, detached man, like, and I mean, I kind of sympathize with that. I can fix
him. Feel the same way about
him. It's a challenge. I can fix him. But when she said that shit, that was the realest shit Ray never ever said. She was like, I got too much going on.
Bitch, we
to be focused on fixing you. Too much.
Siri, play that Doja Cat song. I don't even know that song with you. Too grown for this shit.
Oh, I thought it was like,
too grown for this shit. Like, come on, Daemon. How many kids we got? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. And the fact that he's still walking around treating his black children like this is pissing me off. Like, ain't no reason.
Luke's funeral either.
Didn't go to Luke's funeral. Didn't bat an eyelash when Lena burnt herself. Passing right by Baela when she's addressing you in the hallway. Like, what's really going on?
He
talked to Luke more than he talked to his own children.
He probably would talk to Aemon more than he talked to his own children, honey.
Yeah, he's odd, and I'm just sick of it. But since we did bring them up, I'm happy they're getting more story.
Who? Oh, Baela and what's the other one?
Yeah, Rhaena.
Okay, yeah. I mean, she kind of got a little bit of story, but she got sent away.
I mean, she got sent away. She did, and I think because I don't know the future for her.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that's not the end because I'm expecting great things from this one.
Yeah,
great things from this one. But I mean, she was charged with the legacy.
Yeah, she has an important duty.
I mean, because ain't those Daenerys eggs?
Here's the eggs, the 3 of them. Not one of them. Something happened to.
One of them is the egg that one of her children is like, you know, they put eggs in babies' cribs and stuff so they can bond. One of those is his, and then the other 3 is Daenerys. So whatever she did moving forward, I hope she survives this whole situation because obviously Daenerys came from somewhere, even though her last name is Valerian. But we gonna see how this all shake out.
How this all work out? Yeah, I'm I'm very invested. Like I said, for all the criticisms, I am very invested in the show. I think some of my main issues is like they just be having babies, and it's cool, but it's like, really where all these fucking kids come from? It like, did she have no kids last season?
Well, that's the big complaint about the first season, because they skipped over so much meat just to get to them as older. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of progress that happened when they were younger that could have been shown. And I mean, honestly, if y'all trying to make money, y'all really we could still be with Millie, with young Rhaenyra. We could still be with her right now.
I guess they just like, we're not gonna give y'all the time we gave y'all with Game of Thrones. I guess they thought.
I think they just wanted to skip to the big battle scenes. I think that's what
like definitely giving that energy of like when you read a Wattpad story and the person is just like zooming by to get to the sex scenes. Like, it's definitely giving that energy a little bit. Like they trying to get to what they think is like the best action, but I think some of that is a letdown because like Game of Thrones, like viewers, it's just weird when you have a big viewership coming from another, original Game of Thrones, and how we enjoy viewing this. Like I feel like a big part is just like Game of Thrones, we love like sitting in that middle part, Like I just remember how people love theorizing and like looking for little things, Easter eggs, and like what's gonna happen, and it helps with the build up to those big moments. So like giving it room to breathe, I feel like with this audience would have been fine.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been fine. Like now, on top of that, it would have set expectations too. I feel like if we would have had the season 1 that we probably should have gotten, I don't think that I feel like maybe Blood and Cheese would have hit a little different too.
Yeah, like, more investment. Like, who is this baby?
Yeah, way more investment. You probably care more about Helena, maybe. Like there's probably.
Yeah, like some of these people, I'd be like, oh, that's who that is. Like I even forgot. I was like, that's his sister. Oh, shit.
I was about to say some people don't even remember the relationship between Aemon and
I didn't even realize they were sister and brother.
Some people don't even realize that. Like some people think that Daenerys, like they forget Aegon, and like they're not brothers and sisters, like straight up. Like
they're like half.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I see comments on certain videos of people talking about them like they like that's their half brother. She don't got no loyalty to that bitch. Her mama is Alicent.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's very easy. They glaze over. And then, like, when did she have them babies in season 1?
Who?
3 Helena? White hair babies? Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra.
Was it 2 or 3 of them? It was 2.
It's 3 of them, I believe.
It was 3.
But yeah, she had the strong voice, and then she had some kids with Daemon. So that's where they came from.
She had 2. Was it only 2? Okay.
Okay, it might be 2.
I don't remember all these kids. But yeah, the kids don't be around. I mean, I know they be at the little round table a lot of times. Maybe the kids ain't there, but it just feels, it's giving very much like I don't feel like writing these kids in. I don't feel like having them around. It just sometimes it's just really weird when they pop up again. I'd be like, oh, she got a slew of kids.
Really.
Like,
that's real.
Like even when Alicent had, I'm like, Alicent had, like it just be really shocking to me. Like when did all these people when Helena had all these babies, and even I don't mind a time script, but like, what's wrong with putting at the bottom 3 years have passed? Like what's
just a little third in a subtitle.
While. Yeah, just like 10 years. Like can we? What is that just like not cute? Like when you on Twitter and you don't do hashtags no more? Is it just like not allowed to put 3 years? Like I guess they don't want to feel like they spoon feeding it to the audience, but like when you're skipping this much and this often, like please put how many years in between, because it's just really, I'm confused.
They give you that one line in a random sentence that lets you know how long it's been. Like it'll be like 20 minutes into the episode and they'll be like, blah blah blah, and a decade ago, such and such, da, da, da. And then you're like, oh, okay, so it was 10 years. And then the same thing with coming back after last season, being like, minutes go on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been searching for about 10 days or something like that. And they're like, oh, okay. But it be in the cut. It don't be like you said, just put it at the bottom and impact.
Because it's like very right. It's like very distracting too. Like sometimes, like it's very distracting. Like, okay, how much time has passed? You know, like it's very distracting sometimes to like trying to calculate that in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind it being in the thing, but sometimes it's just like I appreciate when shows just be like, I know you trying to figure it out. Like I know with the Interview with the Vampire with the Claudia time jump, they had did it like when they were like, it's your 18th birthday, so they like gave us their anchoring point. They put the banner up, and then that was our grounding point. So they'd be like this many years later from that point. So it's just like, I don't know, it's some continuity issues. Yeah, it makes it hard to connect with the characters if you're skipping ahead so often with these emotional feelings. And like it's just really the time jumps. I just feel like, especially in season 1, the time jumps are crazy.
I feel like we might be done with that. Thankfully, I feel like we're gonna ride out with these characters to the end. Yeah, yes. I'm pretty sure. So I think that's just even more evidence. They just really wanted to get through that kid era, but they had to tell some version of that to set it up.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. We're there. What happened in episode 3? What was the main?
Well, really quick on episode 2, we got the was episode 2, episode 3, the twin fight. No, it was episode 2. So we got Aaron versus
with that terrible plan.
Yeah, and that's just like Kristen Cole.
He just be doing shit.
Kristen Cole. I can't say I hate him more than previous Game of Thrones characters. There are other Game of Thrones characters that I've
not that bad to me.
Yeah, that I vividly hold anger and hate towards this very day. With Kristen, it's just the audacity. It is simply the audacity. You gonna sit here and walk around when your cape is metaphorically dingy and dirty, and you gonna get on Eric about his cape he
was giving Karen micromanaging boss like, oh, it's dirty. Like, what was that about?
He was fully projecting, and he gonna give him heat talking about you gotta carry the name of the king, the night what is it, the King's Watch or whatever the fuck. You gotta like keep the name, and you gotta redeem yourself by doing such and such. And like, no nigga, you need to be going over there and we're sacrificing your life to kill right there if you really feel that passionate about it, because you do. You hurt.
That's you wanted to. Yeah, he heard about them. Like I said, he heard about them oranges, honey.
Heard about them oranges. Heard about the fact that Allison don't want you either. So you consistently a boy toy.
Tea.
Everybody what?
They be drinking that Plan B tea.
Oh, the moon tea.
They do not be playing about Kristen Cole.
Let's just talk about it since you brought it up. How ironic is it that was the trigger that really set you apart from Rhaenyra when you found out she was drinking that tea and that she had lied? And bitch, you drinking the same tea for the same nigga that got you pregnant.
You see how she was choking that tea down, girl,
and didn't want to act like don't nobody know. Girl, that maester looked down at that tea, looked over at you and said, okay, girl. And then the same thing with Clubfoot when he walked in that bitch. Don't even act like he don't know, bitch. Do not act like he don't know.
I didn't know they missed it. Allison is crazy. Well, of course, Alice. I just loved it. I just loved the way she was choking down that tea. She was really struggling, and I think that was the point. I think that was like supposed to be, like, look at you now. And if you think you're pregnant already, you was cheating.
It just made me. I was so happy that she was in that situation. I was so happy to find out that she was pregnant because
it's a lot of
parallels, bitch. The para.
That's what I was about to say. A lot of this is just her eating her words, basically, and getting that the horror of Old Town.
Right. You want to call Rhaenyra not Daenerys, but Rhaenyra the horror of Westeros, or whatever you call her. Nigga, that's you. Look in the mirror. You the one being somebody's boy toy with no label.
Classic projecting. So yeah, the twin fight.
I did not care too much about Eric and Eric, but in that fight, the feelings bloomed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the drama of it or the situation. But seeing him fall on his sword after Rhaenyra, after he did his job, was unexpected. I did not see that coming.
Yeah. That's
and like the weight of it really hit.
Trusted the material more. And not speed past stuff because it's good material. Like it's good material.
I would have loved to see Eric and Eric's relationship like actually go like develop. At least not develop it to us.
Because when you start thinking about stuff like in Game of Thrones, like, and it just like felt like they had more confidence because you didn't have to have these huge reasons to show us these people. Like, and I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it because in Game of Thrones, like some stuff, like even the whole Arya side story is just to build up to that one moment, which I was like, okay.
That did not pay off. She did not get all those skills to kill the Night King.
She was doing it to get revenge.
Like, how did you use it? How did you mess that up? How did Arya not put on Jaime's face? How did she not kill Jaime, put his face on, and pretend to be him in Cersei's final moments? What happened to Arya's list that she worshipped?
But that was the whole thing. It started to feel like that was the point. Like it was the journey and the friends we made along the way. No, but like that's really how it ended. It was like it was the journey, and I like looking back on it. I do feel.
Not me thinking of Tisha Campbell, but still here. It's the journey.
It's the journey. Because like even when you start to think about like yes, some people had amazing ends or these heroic ends or tragic ends, like the Hound and the Mountain and all that shit. Like that fight. Like it was just made me think about because just think about how much time we had that animosity. It was given time to breathe, and stretch. So when them finally squared up, I just be thinking about little stuff like that. Like when you give it time to breathe, like sometimes it just let down, but then when it's done right, it's so good.
When it's done right, it's right. I'm with you when you right. Yeah, because it was even though I enjoyed it, even though it did stir emotion, it could have been so much better.
Just a little bit of time to breathe. It didn't have to be like 10 seasons breathing, like the Hound and the Mountain, but like a little breathing room would have been cute.
Yeah, but I mean that happened. Rhaenyra, for some strange reason, stayed in her corner and was shivering, bitch. How about you? While he's fighting, you slide out the room, bitch. Let them take care of because they
damsel in distress life. Okay,
girl, the entire fight. These niggas are twins, identical twins. They getting some of the same injuries during the fight. So, like at the end, my ass, which is my favorite part of the fight, I did not know who won.
Yeah,
I was on bated breath, thinking it was Eric that won and was like playing the game. Even though obviously Rhaenyra is not about to die in this moment, but a part of me forgot.
Like, oh my god, that could be the one who was trying to kill her. Like I like that.
What would have been cunt is if it was Eric and he's just pretended to be Eric and continued to like serve. That would have been good.
That's what I'm saying. Like why y'all can't just skipping ahead and stuff, just give stuff a little time to breathe. I'm just saying it'll be really, really cute. He said they should have people barely knew Baby Jaehaerys. I don't even know which one it is.
It was the annoying one at the table. I think they was trying to like shove the one that he took to work. And he was like playing around during the thing.
What's the annoying thing though? Like y'all could just do that all the time. Like it's just annoying. Like it always feels so clear. Like that's what I was saying about it. It was so ill. It was rudimentary writing because it was just like, okay, this the first time y'all don't be giving none of these kids screen time. So like I'm seeing this kid at this table all of a sudden. Where was he all the other days? You know, and so like he's being put in my face. We keep talking about these rats. Like clearly, girl, it was just like very clear to me, and that really bothered me. But I wish it was a little bit like less obvious if they just like all these fucking kids around, just have these mofos come in the room sometimes a little bit more often. Have them down there playing with whatever kids in King's Landing and shit play with. I don't know, but they just need to be around, and kids be loud. So it's just like I don't know. It just bothers me a little bit.
No, it's that's justified because like I think like you said, they just wanted to rush in to show the fact that Aegon was trying to give Jaehaerys the relationship that he didn't have with Viserys. He was like, I'm about to be the father that I didn't have or that didn't put. I mean, because granted, to Viserys' defense, that nigga was already halfway in the grave when he sired y'all. Sired. Look at me, vampires. When he birthed y'all, when he put that seed in Alicent, he was damn near on his deathbed. So of course he wasn't. He was still focused on Rhaenyra, making sure she was ready for what she had to end.
His best years, some of his better years, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, womp womp. But that was like so whatever. I mean,
I want to see like a parent take their kid on a little dragon ride or something. Oh, we need some little breathing room. We need some little slice of life moments, bitch. Like, I mean, early on. Now we in a full-fledged war. That also would have helped it feel a little bit more like we in war now, bitch. Like, I know we are, but I think also a little bit more time to breathe on the front half would have just really, because especially going into episode 4, feeling the weight that Rhaenyra clearly understands this is. I think if we would have saw a little bit more of peace, like this peace that they coming out of, I just wish we would have got a little bit more of it, because then I could feel the weight of like, you really about to mess this up. I just wish we would have got a little bit more of like, before the Targaryens all broke out into war and was infighting, this was like how amazing it was. And I wish we would just got a little bit more of that, because I think I would have felt the weight of her choice a little bit more, because up until now, it felt like I just was a little bit annoyed with her indecisions, like her indecisiveness, or it feels like I felt like Daemon, like, girl, you gonna do something? Damn, you see her looking crazy every episode, girl, damn. Like, I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel it.
Valid. You are not giving any type of out like crazy points. I agree with you. Like there's a lot that was left wanting at the ends of some of these episodes. I do like Rashawn's comment here. I even think Alicent's dad needed more tension with the king to justify ousting, let him undermine the king and question him a couple episodes. King grow frustrated. And I mean, to speak on that whole scene, I think we get into episode 3 now. That scene where Aegon was on the throne listening to the townsfolk and their grievances. And he was really trying to be a good king. He was trying to. Granted, Otto had good points.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be giving people what they need when like livestock. We can't be sacrificing them, bitch. We going to war with dragons. Like, you want to go into war with hungry dragons?
They're not a good idea.
Right. You're going to end up with Vagar chomping on something he's not supposed to again.
I hate when I was mad when he fired Otto. I hate that.
I was too. I was a little irritated and I was like, but I hate Otto. So like, what am I really doing here?
But because you know it's a bad move though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, as much as I hate
Kristen Cole as your counsel, bitch. If only you knew. He was just fucking your mama. Just fucking your mama when your child was dead.
But
and
does he know that yet?
No, he doesn't. Nobody knows that they was fucking. Well, I say that. Helena. I feel like Otto knows. I feel like Clubfoot knows, and I feel like the Maester knows.
And his wife knows.
And Helena, but she not out here broadcasting that. Yes. If she was that bitch, she would. So where were you? I know.
That's why I think she was saying she forgives
me.
Because I really do. I think Alicent was like, "Ooh, is she gonna say something? Is she gonna say something?" I think she really was. Maybe she was really forgiving her for that too, though.
I mean, that first time she came in there, fresh after the baby's death, and she trying to be like, about what you saw. Helena said, "Bitch, give me 5 minutes," because she didn't address it the first time. She walked smooth. She walked smooth out. It wasn't until that second time that she gave her that.
That's what y'all was at. Y'all didn't hear none of that. Okay, I see why y'all didn't hear none of that. So I feel like it's kind of like she was saying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like when he fired Otto, but I was just like, I don't know. Rhaenyra both. But yeah, she is a little naive in some ways, but I'm actually okay with that too.
I like how you said she is naive. My Lord God said stupid. She
a little stupid. I mean, because she is naive, but I think I'm okay. I can see it a little bit because she is just trying to do this without the support of like what she would have had if she rightfully got what she was supposed to get. Like she would have had like her hand. This is kind of a hodgepodge of people who just stepping in the roles. And she not in King's Landing, so I do feel like to some degree it's like a little bit like she's at a disadvantage, but also
100%.
She's trying to be like kind of like her dad, and she's trying to keep peace. But like once again, I think if we would have had a little bit more room to breathe, understanding the life that she was really giving up by starting this war, then maybe I would have had a little bit more patience for her. Just a little bit.
Heard. I mean, Rhaenyra be pissing me off too. I can't even flex about that. There's a reason Rhaenys is my favorite character and not Rhaenyra. Granted, I do. Rhaenyra is the true queen.
How
Team
can you
Black
not
all day.
Right.
But it sucks because she got all of the cards stacked against her. She don't have a full army yet. She's building it now. Okay. She only got but a handful of dragons. She do got more dragons, but they don't have riders. So it's like, girl, you only really sitting here with 4. Especially now that Jace is gone. Luke is gone. Which one is Luke is
gone? Right.
So yeah, she has her entire council, pig-headed ass men that be talking over her. Daemon is doing whatever the fuck he want, undermining you. Your actual hand, Corlys, just don't want to be there. We were talking about Jacob. We're talking about Louis having that avoidant personality. Bitch, hello, meet Corlys.
Be like, I'm trying to go outside. I'm trying to get back in this water, girl.
On these ships, honey.
Right. He is like, I'm trying to go outside, girl. I'm not trying to be here. So yes, that is very true. Which, yeah. So she do kind of got a motley crew thrown together.
Yeah. Her only real counselor is Rhaenys, and Rhaenys can't beat her 24/7.
Yeah.
She definitely can't beat her now.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get into episode 4 because
real quick.
Wait, no.
So I mean, essentially, just breezing through episode 3, we got Criston Cole sitting at the council explaining his shitty ass decision. Alicent giving him the business, which I don't feel like enough people at that table was appreciating because that's hard.
That's the plan.
Yeah, like she was cutting him off left and right. Everything he was saying, she had a quip for, right? And I was just like, "Girl, I love this, but it's you 6 dick sessions too late to be criticizing."
That don't mean I can't criticize you now because you busting it down here now.
I'm just saying, like you really setting the stage for this. I mean, she's the one that wasn't she the one that appointed him? Who appointed him? Because like he was her sworn protector. That's what it was. Criston Cole. No, not as the hand.
As the
Aegon did the hand. But I'm just like, how did he get to this position? And I forgot that Rhaenyra actually brought him on, and then he became the sworn protector of Alicent. And because of his proximity and everything, that's when he eventually slid into where he was. So she had a hand.
Promotions.
Yeah, he was getting
promotions. Yeah, he was he worked his way up. But but it seems like his plan is.
I mean, it was a good plan. It was a good plan. So wait, what else happened in episode 3?
I'm not trying to like.
Daemon took over Harrenhal.
Daemon and Harrenhal.
Yeah, I mean, that was also anticlimactic.
Yeah, because he was doing all that, which was weird.
I thought it was legit. I mean, granted, I was like, how you gonna fight all these niggas? But then I realized, ain't no niggas here.
It was just like weird. I guess that was the point. But once again, it feels so disjointed sometimes that I don't know what I'm supposed to be understanding because I just be feeling like stuff be jumping around. And a lot of it's in like dialogue instead of them showing us like, I think they started off more showing us, and then somewhere along the line they just start speeding through stuff, and we lost some of that. So like it was just a little confusing because you do gotta catch. I really find it. I have to listen to every single thing.
You really do have to listen to the war planning. That's that's where the tea is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like he's taking over Harrenhal so they can have a greater foothold.
Yeah, like I understand that, but it's just like even little stuff about like when they say it's just like it's something about it just being you glaze over like that's where you're supposed to really listen.
Yeah,
but it's just like I don't want to have to if I don't catch it in this little dialogue. I don't have other ways of putting it together. Like I just feel like it's a little bit of misdirection, like directing, like it's a lack of something. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a script thing, but you can do more cues for your audience that just in case they miss something, they can still kind of like put 2 and 2 together. Because I'm like, is he high? Like, what is he expecting? Like, why is he doing all this? Why is he going around these corners? This place, is it haunted? Is it a monster in here? Like, bitch, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, honestly.
Did you get any of those answers in episode 4?
I mean, once he kind of went into the room where they were, and he was like talking, and he was just kind of like, they was just sitting around chilling, eating, and then he was kind of like, what's the tea? Like, what's really going on? I started to figure out that he had expected to come into something else, because I'm not gonna hold you, I was glazing over. I be glazing over when they start all that dialogue and back and forth. I mean, I'm watching what's going on more so, but sometimes I do miss stuff. But like, I literally was just like, what are we doing? Like, is there ghosts here? Are there White Walkers? Like,
I think they put a lot of weight on people doing their own research too.
Yeah, but then I'm scared to see spoilers, so then I'll be like, I don't want to go look that up, because then I might see a fucking spoiler.
Yeah, true.
And that's when like pacing comes in, because it just feels like they're doing this show for people who've already read it.
Yeah, and I mean, essentially, Harrenhal was built on top of they pretty much, those weirwood trees.
Yeah,
trees with the faces that like.
I saw the one. Yeah, I saw the one in the wherever that girl was outside, the creepy chick.
Vision. I don't even know if that was real or a vision yet, but anyway.
Was that a vision?
I'm not sure. It seemed like part of it.
Outside.
It was with dilapidated rocks and bricks and stuff.
Yeah, around. That's what I'm saying. That wasn't a real tree.
I mean, those trees are real. I don't know if he was envisioning that, because the lore of Harrenhal is that it was built on top of, like, they had cut down a lot of those weirwood trees, which is just, you do not. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Don't besmirch those. But it was built on top of it, so it is kind of haunted. I mean, everybody that ends up owning Harrenhal or claiming Harrenhal eventually dies. But the bed that Daemon was sleeping on was made of weirwood trees. Okay. So it's like he has that constant connection in his sleep to those, and I think that's why he's like really having these visions. And I think when he finally met Alice, she was brewing something, I feel like, to make that connection stronger. Like, a part of me doesn't know yet if she's having him face his demons and like come to grips with it so he can come out on the other side better, or if she's in cahoots and like against Daemon. Because I believe I'm correct, but I think Loras, or not Loras, whatever his name is, Clubfoot, feet nigga.
Yeah, right.
I think he's related to her.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, yeah, because them his people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He killed his brother and his father or whatever, so now he owns that place and monetarily.
Yeah, because he was like, I got all the money.
Exactly.
What y'all going over there for? That's what, so I remember him saying that. Okay, so he woke up by the weirwood tree. Yeah, that was real.
So that must have been real then.
Yeah, I felt like the tree was real, and then she was just like out there or whatever. So yeah, that whole thing, it was cool. I liked seeing him on his dragon and stuff like that, and it was a very tense scene. But I was just like, I found myself a little like, what's going on here? But it was cute when he bust in the room and they was like, you want to eat? Like, he was like, pledge yourself. He was like, I mean, okay.
Now, what I took from that, though, the purpose of that, because a lot of these scenes that I might not care too much for, I at least try to find a purpose in it to move forward. I don't want to move forward in the show and I'm clueless. Like, bitch, I will rewind the same scene two times. But what I took from that was, it just goes to show how much he really feels spurned, like even more so by not being chosen as king, not being trusted with a prophecy from Viserys, feeling like it was not, like Alice said, you feel like you were usurped by Rhaenyra when it comes to the crown. And so like him chopping her head off, like, that is honestly, I mean, he's almost choked her out and beat her twice now. So like the writing's on the wall, baby. And
it's definitely some like energy there.
I just need, and the fact that I'm skipping, but the fact that Rhaenys is gone, like, who else does Rhaenyra have besides maybe Corlys? And I don't even know if Corlys is going to be on the up and up, because all of his family keeps dying supporting her.
That's true.
Like, Helaena burnt herself. Up to that he knows his son is dead, even though he's not.
Which I was wondering if he was dead, because they were saying his dragon was cutting up.
No, his dragon was cutting up, but I think that's because they have that bond. He knows he's alive.
That's what I'm thinking, but the way it was like random. I was like, is he just cutting up all of a sudden? Is he nearby? Is he dead? Like it was just weird. So I was curious about it too.
I don't think Laenor is dead though. We ain't got no indication. I mean, we saw him go off on that.
They made it sound like the dragon was just like cutting up recently. So I'm like, if he's cutting up recently, either he nearby or he dead. That's what I think.
Rhaenyra's response or her reason for him cutting up was because war is upon us, and that he is getting battle hungry. I took it as like he's been as chill as he could be, but he's like, where is my rider?
Yeah,
I feel him up here, but he ain't came to see me. What's going on? Like that's in my brain.
Yeah, that's why I'm just thinking maybe Laenor is dead. I thought that maybe it mean he was dead, but I wouldn't see the point of them killing him if we're not going to,
especially off screen and not,
not like really verifying it.
Because he could have died in season 1. Then he could have died in season 1.
Or they like, oh, we got this whole dragon sitting here with no rider, so we need a reason to let it move on or something. I'm not sure, but. It is anyway. I just remembered it, and I was like, "Is he dead?" Like whatever. He was scouting at him. So I don't know, but we. Sorry, I didn't mean to like go off on that, but it did pop up. I'm like, oh.
No, because I mean that's legit. Like this nigga's out here screaming and screeching.
It's like your dragon just got here. Oh, girl,
but that's interesting though, because like, if Laenor is still alive, will anybody else ever be able to claim Sea Smoke?
But that's my whole thing, because like they don't like typically, isn't it like no one else could claim Sea Smoke if Laenor is alive, right? Like
I don't think so.
According to their own lore, so he would have to be dead.
What's this comment here? I understand they gotta follow the book somehow, but bitch, not us looking at the same time.
Oh, we both look. You go ahead. You do it.
I understand they gotta follow the book somehow, but it was so dumb to just send Rhaenys and her dragon instead of Dog sending all the black dragons. Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Because send 2 or 3, why once she go in and the other ones watch her back?
Because to be honest, I would have sent. Now, granted, I get how she don't want Jace to step outside the house, bitch. She shut him down so quick. He said, "I'll go." No, and then gonna send Baela like, "Baela, I need you to go and monitor Kingsland." Yeah. So I mean, honestly, if Baela's a throwaway for you, bitch, she should have went with her mama, because that. And honestly, I truly feel, girl. Wait, let's just okay. So in episode 3, Rhaenys stood up for Rhaenyra. We saw Alicent's brother meet up with him and go in the woods and be a hindrance.
Maybe we seen him before, child.
We saw Aemon in the fetal position with his first love, and Aemon, Aegon broke in there.
Whatever his name is.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did it instinctively and realized this probably ain't special effects and this is his real body. And then I stopped.
Yeah, he's skinny.
For some reason, my brain told me they made him skinnier.
Oh.
In my brain.
Maybe.
I was like,
he's skinny though.
No, he is. That's why I like checked myself halfway through my pettiness.
Yeah. He does have this like alien nature to him. Like I feel like his hip bones are very like pow.
And the eyeball don't help.
The eyeball don't help. I say I ain't even the original White Walker. Y'all can't tell me nothing. I just decided that. I know it ain't the right time. I don't care. He the original White Walker. Shit. I would have liked that story better. Make the fucking White Walker some pissed off Targaryens or some shit. I just would have liked it. I mean, even though I know that's not. I mean, I don't know. I'm still mad about that whole Night King and how he ain't want shit. But
did you send me that meme where it was like the White Walker like theory being Daemon?
Yeah, and I was just saying like somebody was saying that they think it's him, and we know it. I mean, they've been around.
The timeline ain't timelining.
Like the song Ice of Fire is like clearly this is way before these people, but I just thought it would have been cute if we just, instead of making it just this magical thing that always existed, like I would have loved that the White Walkers would have been an outcome of like this shit where like they were infighting with each other so much that it just like caused them to turn into these like zombie White Walkers that just couldn't let shit go, like, and just torture anytime if a Targaryen rose up, they was coming. Like, honestly, I'm coming back from the grave to get this bitch. Like, that's what I would have loved. I would love that.
They honestly, could have made it happen. The only reason, obviously, it's not because House of Dragon is what 200 years before Game of Thrones.
They could have whipped up something cute where like Daemon in his pursuit of power did some weird voodoo magic and shit with the White Walkers and was like, when I die, I'm gonna get reanimated. They could have made that shit happen.
They could have done like a line of Night Kings, like the first one we saw, because we did see the Children of the Forest turn the first one, right? But he could have just been the first iteration, and then like eventually, like you said, Daemon would have come like in his first power. Yeah, like maybe like being undermined so much and not getting his dues that he sought out the Children of the Forest and became
become the Night King. Like that would have aged.
That would have really truly chewed.
Like imagine like not finding that shit out into this series that was like Daemon or some shit. Like that would have aged.
And that's an interesting theory too, Midnight, turning Daemon into the three-eyed raven because of what he's going through right now. It does feel very three-eyed ravenish, but I'm just sitting here imagining Daemon of all people with the ability to see everything past, present, future.
He do not need it.
He does not.
Bran was in there like trying not to touch stuff. Y'all know Daemon to be in there touching, talking to folks. He'd be like, Daemon, you can't talk to them people. Daemon be like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Welcome, Carlos.
Hello, Carlos. We got people over on Twitter. You know David go be there touching. Girl, shut up. Listen, over here. I need you to go kill this baby. Where are we going back in the back? Go kill this baby right now. You know 10 minutes about it. You like the live chat? Well, welcome. I needed to vent with someone because no one I know watches the show. Oh, well, you're in the right place. Because
I didn't realize we was gonna be dragging. I like that. It's a respectful dragon, but I did not realize we was gonna come in these last hour, 15 minutes. Like
they turned me around though. They have turned episode 4. They got me. Okay, I'm like, we back. Absolutely. So for all that, but no, there was a little side thing that I just, that would have just ate so much if we found out it was Daemon or Aemon. Like, oh my god,
Aemon would have really ate me up, bitch. Like Daemon is one thing, Aemon would have. I mean, because the sapphire eye.
And the way he walked out of there with that little skinny, like, it was giving. It was Night King.
Put us in the room.
It was giving that energy when what's his name? Was it Sam? What was the scared when he rolled by him on the horse the first time, bitch? If that would have been Aemon with the patch, okay. I'm just saying. I wish now
we get to the true meat of episode 3. Rhaenyra is at a crossroads. She's like, she's gotten counsel from the wisest person she can, which is Rhaenys, and she was like, bitch, your one shot to continue trying to make peace, which I didn't agree with in the moment because I'm like, who is Alicent? What is Alicent gonna do? But she was like, this is not what Alicent truly wanted. Like, granted, yes, she usurped the throne, but peace is still her effort. Yeah, girl, I was over Rhaenys with that explanation, but if you had to find any chink in the armor on Team Green, yes, it is Alicent. Yeah. Now, what can she do? I don't know, but I guess yes, Rhaenyra needed to know that there was no other way forward. So what did she do? Ghost everybody on her team, including her son, and travel over as a what do they call it? The sept or nun or whatever.
Shame lady.
The shame ladies. Yeah. Which, by the way, Emma's face.
Nonsensical. Emma's face. I'd be like, y'all didn't see that.
Come on now. I get they tried to preface it with like, not too many people pay attention to women who aren't out here with their titties out and X, Y, and Z. But I'm like, girl,
not with that face card.
You can still see the edges of that white hair too. I'm like, stop it.
And she was just walking through the street looking out with that good posture. Girl,
right. You wasn't even like, I mean, granted, those nuns they be pretty straight.
I'm gonna start this question so we can get back to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yes, she goes, and I love the slight like pieces of humor that the show slides in when she sat next to her and pulled that knife out. Was like, oh, I began terribly. Like,
right.
Together, girl. But we finally get the moment I did not think was going to come at all this season or this show. I did not think that the truth about the prophecy was going to get revealed to both of them. I did not expect that at all. I think if you're talking to me, you mute it. But okay. She's talking on the phone. But I did not think that was gonna take place. Like when she, like, and it just felt, even in the scene as it was playing out, it still felt like it wasn't gonna come until she continued to say the additional words outside of his name. And Rhaenyra was like, "Bitch, run that back." That's exactly what he said, bitch. And the way that she was like, Aegon the conqueror.
Yeah.
The conqueror. Yes, bitch, the conqueror.
The conqueror.
Like, you could see the exact moment she knew she fucked up.
She said, I know you fucking lying. So, like, you know everybody named Aegon, girl. You didn't verify.
The prince who was promised to reunite the realms. Okay, yeah.
Y'all maybe never call Aegon. Y'all Aegon did.
The prince who was promised, bitch, he didn't spit in his direction his whole life. And like Rhaenyra said, up until his deathbed, up until then, he stood 17 toes down on his daughter. Yeah. Nobody could say shit to his daughter. He challenged y'all to say that bastard shit again. He didn't play about
Rhaenyra.
He did not play about her.
But he did not play about her.
And if anybody knew that, it was Alicent, because she was for years constantly trying him about her. And what did you get every time you brought that shit up? Shut down. So you think on this man's deathbed, this proclamation of a name is enough to be like, forget them years and years and years and years. You are petty, Midnight.
He is petty. 17 toes. Oh,
I should have said he was standing 20 maggots down.
Not 20 maggots down.
Because they were shoving them shits in his back, bitch.
For Viserys to die, because they was just like, child.
It was getting a little gross.
And you was taking that mask off at the table. Now, come on.
It was getting a little gross, sir. We don't need to see that for you to make your point.
Yes, but he was standing. But yes, his whole life to his dying breath, basically.
Yeah,
it's still her. He was telling the story because she was with him. He woke up, didn't realize she was gone.
I think he thought she was Rhaenyra.
Yeah, she was still, because she was with him when he passed, when he went to sleep. So I think he just woke up and was just like, "Oh, where was I?"
Still getting forgot about, bitch. Even in the final moments, you still ain't even there.
And if I recall in the scene, didn't it show his vision was like crazy or something? I don't know why, but I understood in that moment he thought he was talking to Rhaenyra. I can't remember what they did, but it was clear he thought he was talking to her.
Yeah.
I
think he might have. I haven't seen that last episode in a while. I think he might have called her.
Yeah, he called her before Alicent. I think he was calling her, and then Alicent walked in the room or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like clear that he thought it was her, but yeah.
But listen, I will give it to Alicent. I will give this one saving grace to Alicent, right? I love the fact that yes, she realized that she was wrong in that moment, that she did make a mistake, even though her words said the opposite. But she made it a point to say that pretty much there was no mistake. It's too late. The "it's too late" part is what made me feel a little better about her realization of the situation. She's like, girl, even if I went in front of the council, Aegon, Otto,
like baby's dead, my son's inside, I didn't clear war, like, girl,
nothing's gonna be reversed. They was gonna do this regardless. Otto was gonna do this regardless of your realization with Viserys.
Yeah, so, because like Midnight said, the council kind of conspired without Alicent anyway. Like, as soon as he died, they was like, "Oh, we finna get Aegon up here." Period.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even really her. So, like, yeah, they was gonna do that shit anyway.
Right. Oh yeah, he was off that shit. That milk of the poppy.
Yeah.
Everybody was drinking milk of the poppy and
give me some.
Hello, This is still some of that lean.
They had the banners ready and everything. Yeah, that was ready.
Right? So, like,
that was their plan, period. Everybody was just waiting for the moment. They were just waiting. So, yeah.
Girl, I ate that up. Up until episode 4, this last scene of episode 3 was my favorite moment so far. Just seeing
I really liked it.
Rhaenyra or Emma can give you characterization in the face, because that look she went from understanding,
really kind of like, when she like was kind of accepting that maybe her dad did say Aegon. That was sad. Because
I wasn't talking about that, but yes, that too, because she was broken. She was broken.
She really had accepted, like, she was just like, she believed Alicent. Like, wow, he really said him in the last second. Like, it was really heartbreaking to see her believe that.
Yeah, and Alicent, even though I don't fuck with her, that's another great actress. Like I believe, if I let's say I never saw this last season, and I came in just off of word of mouth, knowing that he switched up at the last minute, and I believe that, sitting next to, didn't believe that, but sitting next to like being Rhaenyra and watching her being like, do you really think me capable of blah blah blah? I'd have been like, damn, bitch, fuck.
Nah, I actually believe into that moment where she knew it was a misunderstanding. She really believed he was talking about Aegon. Like, I've always believed it. Like,
I did too, but as Rhaenyra, who thinks that she purposely did this, and lied purposefully.
Yeah,
like seeing her be like, oh, maybe you didn't. I would have agreed with Rhaenyra. I'm like, damn, she really didn't. But the face I'm talking about is when the conversation was said and done, and that bitch walked off.
Oh yeah.
That switch when she was like,
like that moment when she realized she had it wrong. That was good. Mm-hmm. Like when she was like, wait, he was telling you the song of Ice of Fire.
Yeah.
And then when she walked off, that was
somebody was trained in the art of acting.
Keys of the face. That was really good. So yes, I enjoyed that. That's where it started to be like, okay, that was cute. They started to win me back right there. And then we went into this next episode.
And we get into episode 4, which we've been kind of talking about the whole episode.
Because it is the episode. It's the episode.
Right.
It's what I need. Because I just imagine you at the house crying.
Girl, let's get there. Because I'm going to tell y'all my reaction. So, episode 4.
On Twitch.
Huh?
Good thing we didn't watch it on Twitch.
As much as I would have liked to, I needed that personal cry. I needed that personal acceptance and like coming to terms, because the way that y'all saw me tired and distraught after Claudia died, it would have been very similar, because I just laid in bed. I just had to process, and I would have hated having to speed through that to give a coherent opinion.
It's like, I do not want to speed through that to give a coherent opinion. I mean, that's fair though. You got to let it read some time, which is why I would go back and watch them again. Are we team black or green? I'm black just because the Greens usurped the throne, and I found it done for Nair to go talk to Alicent and see if she could have gotten killed. I mean, it was risky. That was one of those moments where I feel like she was giving her best, like, the serious impression, because he just always saw the good in people and really, really wanted to try.
I feel like that was the last ember of Viserys in her.
Now he gone though.
Yeah.
That's
gone. So I'm I mean, if y'all haven't guessed yet, I'm team black as well.
Black.
You mean
I'm not team green. I'm team Aemon.
Are you?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh my god.
Cause I'm like, fuck all them. Like, I kind of feel that. Like, I'm on that energy. Like, I got favorites on Team Black. I can't say Rhaenyra is my favorite right now. Like, besides the fact that she really did have rights to it. Like, I know her dad wanted her to be, but that was always an uphill battle, because even if Alicent hadn't misunderstood that prophecy, like we're saying, Otto, they would just never want a woman to be the ruler. So I always feel like we would end up here. It was just unfortunate that it was Alicent, who was like her childhood friend and like her own brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's unfortunate, but I feel like she always would have had to fight for her throne.
No, she definitely would have.
Had to fight.
Maybe
gonna be fighting, but if Alicent would have stood up for her, we maybe wouldn't have all of this.
Yeah, I feel like if Aegon truly like hid better, and they had to put someone else on the throne, her battle would have been, I feel like, 10 times easier. The only thing that makes it a lot difficult is because he is the firstborn son. You know, and there's
like, it's him.
Yeah. Now, Aemon, secondborn, that claim is a lot more shaky, and I feel like a lot more houses would have pledged for Rhaenyra. Yeah. But just the circumstances was just fucked for her. So yeah, it would have happened anyway. Granted, this was the best chance King Green had. Yeah,
but like the Targaryens fighting the Targaryens, it would have just been a council of men against her instead of like the family fighting, you know, with dragons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that is unfortunate. But yeah, I fucks with Aemon. I don't know. I don't like him. He did kill baby Luke, but it was a mistake.
I mean,
it was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
That old dragon, and she was like, I ain't got time to play with y'all little kids.
Old grandma, old ass.
Because she was like, y'all got me out here in this rain. and he's sitting over here nipping at me and shit. Cause you know she just got mad because the little dragon was panicking and was
spit a little fire at your cheek.
Fire her. She was like, "Bitch, you know who the fuck I am."
Excuse me.
So I mean, I do see it as a mistake. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been playing around, but it was a mistake. So I kind of like don't hold it for him. Yeah. In the show, it was a mistake. I guess in the books it wasn't. So yeah, as far as show Aemon, I don't really have huge beef with him. Also because Aegon is just so unlikable. And I just feel like I don't care what Aemon do to his brother, like it's just making it real hard for me to be like, I wouldn't have done it too.
Oh yeah. And I knew something was gonna happen.
Right.
When that whole brothel scene or whatever, the whorehouse scene happened. Like, you really think this nigga gonna let you try him like that? When number one, he's way more of a better battler than you.
Right.
Like, he's just way more cold-hearted than you, but you're not gonna get away with this type of embarrassment.
Ooh, the way he walked out that room, I had chills. I was scared. I was scared.
Plans were being made.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be good. And then we get in episode 4 and we get the vibes. Where do we start first? You always walk me through the episode.
In the first, we like jump back to Daemon and Harrenhal talking to that little boy. Oh my god, the audacity. This nigga said, because apparently the child that he met wasn't the head of the house, he was like heir to it. Like, he was like a couple people removed though, I think. But he was like, bitch, don't you, like, I need an army now, so go home, kill your grandfather or your daddy, whoever the fuck he was, and then get that army and come back. I said, Daemon, you cannot be this cruel. We need to get loyal support, not forced ass support. That's how you get the motherfuckers that betray you in the battlefield.
You need them to support long enough to get this war done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just be talking and building these connections off of brute force. Because listen, if I'm that nigga that you cut my dad's head off and now I have to serve you, if the moment we in battle and I see my opportunity, I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
Yeah.
Like, what you don't understand
agree,
about that?
But it's Daemon.
I mean, honestly, it's Daemon and Cole. Both of them are building support in the same way.
Yeah, it's a brute force thing. But I think that's like what Allison and Rhaenyra talk about. Like, these men are just gonna kind of, they're gonna do the man thing. Brute force, like, there's no negotiation, there's no room to talk about it. It's like, you gonna do what I want, I'm gonna murk you. Like, that's to my them Caitlyn folks. That's kind of what they're going to do. I feel like Aemon is the black sheep of the Green family. He also knows for sure that his brother usurped the throne. He's smart, but honestly, after killing him, Rhaenys, I can't wait till they fight. He gonna have his day, but I like him. Y'all know me though. I like a good villain. I like a good, like, morally great character. Yeah, I feel like he's Daemon, but better. Like, not as far as like as a warrior, because Daemon's got more experience, but I just feel like it's hard for me to get behind a Daemon for the same reason you were saying, like the stuff he did, like the grooming, all that. It would be really hard for me to like root for him. But as far as Aemon's backstory of just being like the black sheep, he was the late bloomer.
The one always getting picked on as a kid.
He like conquered his dragon with his own like just sheer will and stuff like that. And just he's learned all this stuff with nobody really guiding him because they didn't believe in him. I can get behind a villain like that.
You are slowly warm me up to the only person on Team Green besides Helena. I give it to you.
Yeah, I'm not Team Green.
You are definitely creating a more palatable argument for me. Not just completely hating him, even though I do.
Yeah. I know he's gonna get his day, and I'm gonna love it. Like, it's gonna be coming to him because I feel like he's getting cocky. Like, every win he gets more cocky.
I mean, he took out Jace, and now he took out Rhaenys. He took out 2 dragons to the opposition. Like,
it's crazy.
He's kind of delivering right now. Like, to the point where if he steps in the council and says something, y'all might want to just listen. Maybe.
Oh, that scene. So yeah, so they kind of started with Daemon talking to the
boy. Then we skip over to we don't get to the council yet. No. We see Rhaenys.
Oh yeah,
pretty much starting to set the scene that she's gonna pass. Like,
there's nothing else for me to do here.
She's meeting Corlys's bastard.
Like the dad from Raised by Wolves. Love that.
Oh really?
Rest in peace to Raised by Wolves. Good show.
I heard. Yeah. She puts two and two together. Like she's already known who he was, and she pretty much is giving her last wish, I guess, to Corlys. Like, you don't have to hide him, like, especially because we sitting here having conversations about like who is going to take your throne. Like, give it to Rhaena when Rhaena
he was kind of trying to
so I feel like that was a major setup for maybe him being like really stepping into a bigger role and potentially being his heir. So I feel, especially with Rhaenys passing, like that was the last thing she said to him. He's probably gonna capitalize on that.
Yeah, and I wonder what Corlys is gonna say. I'm curious to see what his reaction is gonna be. Like, is he gonna like rage out? Like, what is he gonna do? Like, I'm just so curious.
Because Rhaenys was always the level-headed one in that relationship. She always brought him back. So it's like,
I'm gonna be out here cutting up.
I mean, truly, they like I already said it, but like all of his family keeps dying in his support of her. Like all of it. I forgot that his brother got his head chopped off by Daemon.
What's Baela gonna say? Like,
Baela's always gonna ride. I feel like Baela's gonna see. Like, she's not gonna let that shake her, because she understood her mom made that. She probably understands that her mom made that choice. She knows her mom. Corlys not gonna be able to see that right away, but she's the one that brought up, like, you should send me. I have the biggest, most battle-tested dragon, and it just only makes sense. Like, if we're gonna make the sacrifice.
Oh, painful. Well, let's answer this because Carlos asked twice. Do you think Aemon would have killed? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I think he still should have killed him even though Cole was there.
I mean, that's what I was trying to think. Like, could the people from the ground see above what was going on? Maybe not.
I don't think Cole went looking for them. Like, he rode off. Like, everybody was out there fighting for their life.
Okay.
He rode into the woods where the dragon kind of crashed. But we'll circle back around to that. Because yes, she was kind of tying up loose ends. I remember watching it and she was like, I'll go. I was like, girl, rest in peace, girl. We gonna big mama like TT. Because it's just like, well, if I didn't know she was gonna die before now, when she said that, I already knew it was a wrap. So I kind of like had already braced myself for it. But the way they did it, it was like so nerve-wracking.
Now, what I knew going into this episode was that Aegon was going to get his. I knew that going into this episode. Like, because of snippets that I've seen and actively have read. Like, I've read part of Rook's Rest already. Not the entirety of it, because I did not know Rhaenys' fate, which it wouldn't have gotten me.
All of it played out was a gag. Like, all of it. Because we had that, first of all, before we had that council meeting where Aemon lamed him out by speaking High Valyrian to him.
Oh my God.
And then Alicent just came behind and just dug the dagger
in.
What
need
you to do? What is that? Nothing.
She said, what opinions? They didn't seek my counsel. They're planning behind me. And what opinions would you have had? Nothing, right? Because you're stupid.
I was like,
I thought when I stripped away your autonomy and made you king when you didn't want to and put you up here untested, untrained, unskilled, I thought you were just going to fall in line. Like, that's what I was a little irritated at Alicent for, bitch. This was a dumb decision from get-go. You knew what kind of you knew your child was out here R-wording people. You the one that paid that woman to shut up. So you think he's going to be a great king with this foundation? No, you're stupid. So that's number one. But that read was delicious, and I ate it up.
It was.
You said she couldn't talk to him, but girl, I was.
But she came behind him and just stuck the knife in. Cause damn, telling him just do what we need you to do, and he told me some wood, nothing. I said, ooh. I
mean, remember she was slapping the shit out of Aegon in the past.
Yeah, that was cold.
She was slapping the taste out that boy's mouth.
That sent him over the edge. That sent him over the edge, and it was so cute seeing him with Sunfire. That's his dragon.
I will give him that moment because that's like the only person that like he has a connection with.
Ain't got no choice.
Right.
It was.
Don't have a choice.
It was sweet seeing his dragon excited to ride out with him. Like, that was really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a little golden retriever.
I'm mad he put that damn armor back on. He saw how stupid he looked in that mirror when he had it on the first time.
You see how you look.
He knew he looked stupid in that armor, but he still put that shit on to ride out. I'm like, Girl, I heard of drunk driving, but drunk riding a dragon in the battle?
That drunk riding? What is his blood alcohol level? This is not
too much. It's what they blow in, and it don't give you a number. It just say depressed.
Too high. And it's interesting. He speaks to his dragon in English. I loved it for him.
I mean, he can't speak in Valyrian, girl. that dragon is working overtime for that brain connection to work.
You can't say Dracarys and stuff. It's a few commands.
Girl. Sunfire, go. Fight.
That Ash Ketchum ass.
Thundershock. Flamethrower. About unequipped, but that actor that plays Aegon, he does hurt child really well.
Yeah.
I'll say that, because in the moments that Aegon is going through these things, there are moments where I'm taken out of how ugly of a person he is, and I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
Damn.
Some little moments where I'd be like, damn, he just taking L's.
I mean, because everybody, like when he's like stormed out the room because of that whole thing, bitch, the way they picked it right back up like he was never there.
Like, okay, well, what's next on the docket?
And when he did that, like put that knife in the table. And everybody was just like,
everybody look at Aegon.
He means business.
It's like, this is like when my friend was like, everybody turn around and look at Aegon. Okay, anyway, so what we were talking about, like, it's so bad.
Yeah, those council sessions were a mess. So we already kind of talked about Alice and Daemon. She pretty much is what's challenging him in his acceptance of what's going on. Like, he claims everything's fine, and she's like, oh, so you must not be having dreams. And he was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, how you know?
I need to see what the payoff is. Like, I just be like, Daemon walking around this maze of a castle having visions, girl. Like, okay.
I'm nervous because I don't think this is going to end well for his psyche. I feel like he's going to return to Rhaenyra a little touched.
But he might a little touched. But he might get it together. He might be like, I'm ready to ride. Like, I know what I have to do. I think he'll have some focus.
I would like for him to come out of this way more loyal, knowing how he like internalized a lot of the last couple years, you know?
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping.
Like, he's gonna come out of it very like focused on what he needs to do. Like, I know exactly what I need to do. I don't think he's gonna listen to her, but I think he'll just have like, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what you say. I'm going to go do this thing, and that's all I can hope for with him. I don't see it being anything beyond that. So I'm just hoping that's what it comes out for. As far as like the visions and stuff, I'd be like, okay, girl. Next.
So what's next? We have a couple of roundtable moments. Aegon gets sunned, like you said, and then we found out that instead of going to Harrenhal,
nobody want that raggedy ass castle, girl.
Nobody want that shit, girl. We want to landlock their ass, like they doing us, like they cutting off our resources. The way they making our townsfolk starve, and hopefully there's some kind of fucking rebellion. The same thing we want to do to them. So he decides to take over Rook's Rest, which is a small keep. Doesn't really have too much protection. He knows he can conquer it easy, but he's trying. Him and Aemond are trying to lure out a dragon. That's why he over here hiding in the bushes. And I do think it was cute. It was cute, but I do think from Aemond's reaction that he genuinely did not think that Aegon was gonna join, but because
he was definitely like, he was like, let's see what happened. Let it play out a little bit.
I mean, he knew.
It was more so like, I'm gonna use this as a moment to attack him. I'm gonna let him fall, so because I don't care about it in no way. Or do you think he had planned to attack him?
I think
in the fight.
I think the circumstances were what it was when he got up there in the air. The fact that they were together. If they were separate.
He could have flew up as soon as he saw him fly overhead.
He did, but I think he did that because he knows. He knows Rhaenys.
Yeah.
He knows her dragon. He knows that they're, like she said, battle tested. They got experience. His brother don't. He barely knows Valyrian to command his dragon properly. So I feel like he just wanted to tire him out, maybe give.
I think he was gonna let him fail completely.
Because Meleys ain't no joke. Meleys is not no joke.
Like, I feel like he was just, I think he wanted him to, I don't know if it was indifference or he wanted to let him fall. Like, because it kind of was like, let's see how it play out. But then he did come out. Maybe once he realized his brother was losing, he came out. But I don't think he ever came out with the intent to save him. I think, like,
no.
Let Maylise get a little tired out from this, and then I'll come in and finish her up.
Exactly.
I don't think he took advantage at all. Yeah.
No, girl. I'm sorry. Change your name, Rashawn. Like Rashawn said, he humiliated him one too many times, and he held on to that. So when he said Dracarys, bitch, he clearly saw who was in the air tangled.
I was like, he didn't even aim at fucking Rhaenys. He was like, Aegon.
Because out of the two, even though they were tangled up directly together, Sunfire and Aegon was absolutely the ones that took the brunt of that damage.
Yeah,
and Millie's almost got away.
And he said he found it. Midnight said she finds it interesting that Rhaenys said attack and not Dracarys, and I think those are her they're her nephews. So I think that she really didn't want to hurt them if she didn't have to. Like, I really just think that would, like, maybe they would have fallen with their dragons. I think she was like, I'm gonna take the dragons out because one, if the dragon fall, the rider fall too. Like, I just don't think she was focused. Because I feel like when they burn each other, it's really kind of just like to hurt the rider, to like make the more on the rider.
Yeah, because I don't think we ever seen fire hurt a dragon.
Right. Truly. So like the attack is like attack the dragon, like claw at them and hurt them. So I feel like she just was more focused at taking out this dragon.
Right. Because that first swipe, bitch, and that dragon fell a little bit and was pouring. Was that boiling blood, bitch? Like,
that's what I was about to say. Not the blood burn everybody up too.
I mean, you got to think, because I mean they're the birthplace of fire and they're good. But I was like, I didn't think about it. Like when I saw the steam and shit, I was like, that is not only are you like number one being crushed by a dragon, but like, to first be doused in boiling blood, bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Boiling blood. That was crazy. I loved watching this battle. It was like on the edge of my seat, and I think they did a good job. I did watch it after the episode, but it was like I felt like Kristen Cole at the end of the episode to some degree. Like, this is what it's like when dragons enter the fight. Because we've only really seen dragons just kind of like fly by and burn everybody up.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I mean, we I think the most we saw as far as Dragon on Dragon is the Night King and Jon Snow and Daenerys.
Right.
And that was literally over a piece of black cardboard paper.
Yeah, we could. Where they for people? Where they in the abyss? Where they in space? Don't know, because we couldn't see anything. So it's like, yeah, that the scale of it, I really hadn't considered it, but I love that because then it made me understand what Rhaenyra understood. Like, it was the first time where I understood what she understood.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. Like, imagine this happening in King's Landing.
Oh my God. That would be terrible.
I mean, but like, for me, personally, I do, even though I hate that Rhaenys is gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm hoping we get to see more of her trying to really pursue these other dragons, because we have not seen Vermithor since I think the ending of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been waiting these last 4 episodes, being like, can we get a visit? Can we pop by there? That nigga, I mean, he's the second biggest dragon behind Vhagar. So like, use him, bitch. Like, I don't see y'all out here scouting for dragon seeds at all.
Yeah.
And we did get that one Hugh Hammer, the guy that went to Aegon and was asking like about his livestock and stuff. Well, no, the money up front. He was asking for the money up front.
Yeah.
It sounds like that because he just straight up said that he's a dragon seed. So I'm hoping that pays off. I don't know who he would claim. I'm hoping, because he seems like he's on Team Black. So I'm hoping that, because he like was bragging about his relationship to them, Adam, Hugh, and Ulf. Okay, now also I know a little bit about the books. I don't know a lot, so a lot of this season is still new to me, and I don't think Bree knows either. So try to
I need to put like
spoiler free. Yeah, try to keep it as spoilers free as possible.
I'll put that in the comments for sure too.
But yeah, Hugh, that middle name, that's who we met. So apparently, I'm assuming that he's gonna be riding a dragon for somebody. I'm just hoping it's I'm truly hoping it's Team Black because I don't think Team Green has any non-rider dragons. I could be wrong. We haven't seen them anyway.
How many do they have? How many dragons do they have?
I mean, they have Vhagar, Sunfire. Who else is Dragon Riders in their house? Is that it, bitch?
No,
it can't be.
No. That ain't it.
Y'all tell me in the comments if
it just wouldn't make sense to me. They definitely have some more, right?
Because I'm trying to think of who's riding them.
Oh, the guy who was Daemon and Viserys' bastard brother.
Well, not Jace. We talking about just Team Green alone. Like who is riding dragons with Team Green?
Baela is on Black.
Team Black. Yeah, Jace and Baela are Team Black. Like they have more dragons. Yeah, because like
just Aemon?
Yeah, Aemon and because now Sunfire is dead. Is it just Aemon? I mean, that is a big ass dragon, but like honestly, if Melees was prepared for him,
have one? Does she?
Helena has a dragon. She definitely ain't going into battle, bitch.
Good, but it don't seem.
Helena is not going into battle.
Helena couldn't even ride through the town, honey.
She couldn't ride a cart. She ain't riding a dragon.
I can't imagine her riding a dragon. But I do look forward to seeing more like the really battle-tested dragons fighting like I can't wait to see Daemon in that. Like I'm just so ready to see more. I'm just ready to see more. I'm scared.
Oh, because that bloodworm bitch. Caraxes, I would never. I don't care if I have Vhagar. There's some about that motherfucker because that's the thing with dragons and their bones.
Like it feels very like just snake. Like I don't know. It just feels like very. It's just how is he gonna fight? What's gonna be the fighting style?
Right.
Because we see Aemon likes to kind of sneak up on people like that surprise attack kind of thing is his not the throat goat. That's what I was saying. Like when I started thinking about the shape of the dragon and how it has this almost serpentine kind of feel to it, I just feel like that damn dragon to get a hold of your ass and wrap around you, honey, or some shit. Like I don't even know. It just feels like it's gonna be a very underhanded like fighting style, like not of what you would expect. It's not gonna be direct because that's not how Daemon is.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it's gonna if the dragon and the rider are kind of the same. Like I feel like it'll be interesting.
Speaking of that, that's the point I was going to make. With the dragon bond, right? Dragons already have their like personalities, right?
Right.
Like Vhagar is old and tired. Vhagar is old and tired.
I feel it though.
But I think she gets a little bit more of her ruthlessness from her connection with Aemon. The same way Caraxes has always been an aggressive, bloodthirsty dragon. But it does not help that his rider is Daemon. Daemon does nothing but feed into that personality type already, and with both of their experience, like honestly, if Melees and Caraxes were together, I'm saying Caraxes. That's his name, right?
I think it's Caraxes. Yeah.
What's Rhaenyra's dragon's name? Syrax. So I was right. Yeah. So Caraxes and Melees, I feel like they could have took in Vhagar. With preparation and they knew what they were doing. Like honestly, even though I love that
Aemon isn't super battle tested himself.
Right.
Like he's done a little bit, but he ain't like crazy battle. Like if they would have just jumped him.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if they would have surprise attacked, he still got to get to the dragon.
Yeah.
Aemon is out here doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Just brought another dragon to the fight and he would have pulled his stunt. Then they probably could have had him.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Vhagar, even though Vhagar is the biggest, Vhagar is also old and not as quick. So like I could easily see Caraxes like just doing loops around Vhagar's body.
And then he like that attack stuff, but that only works if you're attacking one person.
Right.
You give up your location, then you're just open. So yeah, it does seem like a little bit of a plot hole that they wouldn't just send two. Y'all doing all this energy, like, and they pretty much only got 2 dragons. Which I feel like did Daemon say that earlier? Like we have more dragons.
They
like,
do.
Get them now.
They do. There's some riderless dragons on Dragonstone. Like we've seen Vermithor, but there's other dragons. They've talked about that. They just don't have riders.
But like, I think that's what Daemon said. Like we got more dragons. Like let's go get them now.
Yeah, I mean, but also Daemon, you can't just grab rile dragons and throw them in the battle like they're not gonna turn on your ass.
But I mean, based off what I'm hearing, it's like Rhaenyra has a dragon. Rhaenys had one at the time. Daemon has a dragon. Baela has a fucking dragon.
Oh yeah, all of them should have went at once.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I said it before. Like, let's just go get their ass. We got more dragons.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I love that Rhaenys had dragged Daemon about him not being king, which is why she didn't get back on her dragon and go to King's Landing. But had she did, there's a lot of had they done. Like, I think this show is just showing all the mistakes that everybody keeps making that leads us to the eventual downfall of the Targaryens. Like, if they would have just did this, if they would have just did this, if they would have just did this, yeah, Cannibal and Sheep Stealer, those are the ones that are out there besides Vermithor. But yeah, there's so many things that they could have just did to end this or make this quicker. Rhaenys could have easily burnt the whole family.
Yeah, but I think Rhaenyra was saying, like, we're not finna just go tear up King's Landing.
Exactly. That was the one caveat. She was like, I need to do everything I can. I agree with you.
Never.
Even with this, I would accept Rhaenyra burning all of King's Landing and the townsfolk more than I did Daenerys.
All right, no, I was like, Daenerys would do it. I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's dragging out, and now it's just gonna be more Targaryen casualties. I guess it just feels like, okay. I just feel like she lost when she didn't listen to some degree, like Daemon.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just giving them more time to get organized. You're giving them more time to strategize.
Absolutely.
You had dragons, like you had the number of riders with dragons, like you had it.
And she still does. They still do. They need to definitely capitalize.
You've lost like Melees now. You've lost Rhaenys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you giving them time. Like, if you would have just went when they basically only had Aegon on a dragon, who.
Girl, after Luke,
right? And Aemon, that's what I'm saying. Especially after Luke, we would have rolled out, girl. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I want Aemon. Okay, bitch, let's go get him.
Saddle up.
You're sitting here acting like we don't have dragons. Where you coming to the table? I want him. Okay, let's go. Let's ride out. The Melee's ass would have went. You could have go. Daemon would have went. Baela would have went. We would rolled out. And if they don't surrender, we don't have to burn all the King's Landing.
Oh no.
We can just
gonna take out all of y'all.
We can burn.
Matter of fact, I'm not against burning down the actual. What is it? The Red Keep? Like, just burn that shit down.
Why you?
That's what Drogon should have did. Why you burning all the townsfolk when you could have? Cersei was at the top of that bitch.
Ass. And y'all just looking at the beach up there. Y'all ain't stoppers. So I'm fuck all y'all. Daenerys was a little out of pocket.
and I blame the writing, because in my opinion, and can't nobody convince me, that was not the direction Daenerys was headed. Everything about Daenerys' character, and I could say this for a lot of characters in Game of Thrones, everything about their storyline did not lead to each and every one of their endings in that finale. That's why I hate the finale, because it was literally just it was a parade of left turns for every character story.
It's tired. It was just like they were like, how can we make this not what people wanted?
You know, this is a small egregious, this is a small irritation, but one of my biggest irritations that y'all had, Brienne of Tarth, that badass woman, y'all had her ending of her story was crying in a bathrobe in the rain over Jaime. She ain't getting no other ending.
Y'all took us through that whole fucking Jaime arc to have his ass go back to Cersei, bitch.
And have a happy ending because they died together. Bitch.
Oh, fuck.
And Cersei died by rocks. Rocks. The way I wanted somebody to corner, I wanted number one is Arya killing Cersei. Number two, though, I wanted somebody's dragon. I wanted Drogon to bite her head off, go back for seconds, bite her torso off, then chew on them legs, bitch. I wanted something gruesome. I wanted
her to be in that window, and then he just come snatch her ass out the window and just throw her like a rag doll and fling her ass across King's Landing. Like, that would have been great. Like, you know how dogs like kind of get rag to it, just be like, I just wanted that for Cersei. Just like in the air, just fucking her up. That's what I wanted. It's just like what, all that gruesome stuff we came to expect. I was just like, man, y'all playing in my fucking face.
Girl, give me 1 second because the sun is slowly going down.
A few more minutes, but yeah, this guy is triggering me. Just thinking about that ending just triggering me. So hopefully it will not be. Hopefully they have learned from their past mistakes, and maybe they're just like, maybe we don't want to do the long game, because last time we did a long game, it gave people the time to come up with all these great ideas that we didn't capitalize on, and then we got drugged for it. So maybe they don't want to do the long game because of that. Maybe they just might feel like it's better to just not, to not do that. And as far as the names, Twan put our names in a little Game of Thrones name generator, so that's where these names came from. Apparently, I'm a Bolton, so
which fits.
You was getting as dark as Aegon. Aegon was crispy, honey.
Not the Louis. I would never get over that emoji.
I already knew Louis was on some bullshit when I seen him in that episode looking like that. I went in there and got that screenshot. I said, no, because you ain't finna just make that face. And we just gonna slide. But hopefully this episode got me back. She kept going back. It had me on the edge of my seat. That third spin the block was crazy.
I think she did it twice, right?
It was twice. Well, it was like it was three
interactions.
Yeah, interactions. So I was like, that third one, when she spun the block the second time, I was just like, girl, you trying to die?
Listen to me. Now that was good because I didn't realize she was leaving that first time. Yeah, I thought she was trying to get another. I thought she was trying to get an advantage point. I thought maybe she was trying to seek out where everybody is or get her positioning, because that's what I think a battle tested person would do. Like, let me regroup and then go back in.
Ladies was like, that's cute. That was cute. Time to go home. Because he had failed, right?
Yeah, Vhagar was separated. He had failed. I feel like in that moment, she's like, okay, major win. Let me get out of here. But I feel like that part of her was like, this isn't over. I have an opportunity now.
Aemon.
Huh?
And Rhaenyra wants Aemon.
Right. And if anybody gonna ride for that queen, it's gonna be Rhaenys. And I think she saw an opportunity.
Battle tested.
And to be honest, she could have had it. I feel like the only reason Vhagar got her is because that second time she spun that block, he had to cover
at a castle.
And ate her ass up just like he did Luke. And I hate that happened twice.
Oh, that shit! I jumped. It got me.
I didn't see it coming.
Because I was like, is he gonna be above? Like, is he above the clouds? She was looking up, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be bad. Where is he about to come from? But
I mean, I thought that when she turned around the first time, I was like, this is where she dies. I was preparing myself. And when she got away a second time, I was elated. I was like, okay, yes, we get to, what are you doing? Wait.
Yeah, she flew so low. Like, girl, what you flying low for? You ain't gonna be our big ass.
Right. This is the biggest dragon that exists. Girl, you can spare some height.
Get a little height. Girl, why she flying so low? I'm like, girl, what is you doing?
Let me tell you the moment that broke me. Well, actually, you said you teared up, didn't you?
No.
No, you didn't? I did.
Because I knew there was a moving moment where when Meleys was dying, and she kind of looked back at Rhaenys and was almost like,
boom. Yeah. That is what got me. I don't know what it is about these dragons.
Yeah.
But girl, when he like a final look, I lost it, bitch. Yeah, and it's not like I was boo crying, but I was just streaming from both corners. Like, could not take it.
It was so sad. Yeah, because you could tell that bond. I really like when they show that bond, though. Like, I feel like this episode was like, we kind of get it. I like that moment when Rhaenyra's dragon was crying with her about Luke. That was like emotional. So I love those moments where we see, like, they always talk about this Targaryen, bond to their dragon. So I love any moment where we get to see that. I think it's always more impactful. Even like you said with Aegon and Sunfire, like just seeing them kind of like be so excited to go out and ride together. Like those, I feel like those moments are really impactful.
Especially knowing that the other people that try and claim dragons get eaten.
Yeah.
You either get burnt or eaten if you try to claim a dragon and y'all don't bond. So that's already nerve-wracking. But yeah, like they did a good decent amount of showing the tumultuous relationship between the dragon, like with Daenerys. Like there were moments where Drogon was in tune. There was time when Drogon was like, "Bitch, not now."
Yeah.
And there was times where he literally, I think twice, swooped in and saved her.
Yeah.
From far off. So
and she was kind of like she didn't have anybody to guide her or anything.
Nobody, so no dragon keepers.
Right.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Even though this is not exactly what you're saying, it just made me think of dragons in Game of Thrones versus House of Dragons. Why is Syrax, all these dragons, to be honest, still so small?
Why so small? Yeah, because that's
what they seems like the same size when she was a child.
Yeah, that's what they. What decides how big the dragons get?
That is actually a good point.
Is it where they're kept?
It's where they're kept because all of Daenerys' dragons for a long time were just free roam.
Yeah.
So when they're in those,
they're smaller.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you know that, because they know that, if you know that,
yeah,
why are you
ruling class, bitch?
Hindering them like that?
They'll take over a forest somewhere. Let them motherfuckers run free.
Yeah, that just pissed me off that Syrax, after 10 years, is pretty much the same size.
Yeah.
And we saw Drogon, bitch. Drogon's evolution? I was just watching some scenes back earlier yesterday.
Some of the other ones didn't get as big as him, right?
Yeah, because they was like, she had to chain them up because they was out here burning sheep and stuff. So she kept them chained up. But Drogon was the only one that was like still free roaming. Yeah, he was humongous. And who you think? I would love to see a battle between like Drogon and like Syrax or Caraxes or any of these present
day. Somebody just fight Big Mama. Vhagar, yeah. And I kind of want to see where her bond is with Aemon. I kind of want to see.
I feel like it's like, yeah, this is my rider right now.
That's what I'm saying. Is it very like middle? She'd be like, I mean, he my man right now.
Yeah, but I mean, the amount of riders that Vhagar has had
for the street,
especially in the most recent like 20 years.
She old.
Yeah, I feel like she will accept you and then just let you ride her.
Yeah.
The other dragons are so much more fresh or just are younger. Just
remember, like, bitch, I'm old.
Right. That when he said, hey, relax, we're not going to attack yet. And she said, I said, that ain't somebody's grandma.
That was my favorite moment. I just love when you see that personality. It's like, girl, you done got me up and then gonna tell me to
you know how much because that's the thing.
It take a lot of energy.
But Balerion got so huge and because he died of old age, he got so huge he couldn't fly anymore.
Yeah.
So like that's why like Viserys was never on Drogon for any reason. I mean, obviously they were in peace, but we never saw him because he died of old age. But he got so big he couldn't carry his own weight. And I feel like Vhagar is getting there.
Big mamas. High rider count. Yeah, she was tired. She was like, don't you ever in your musty life get me up like we finna go and then tell me to wait. You know how much energy it take to get up.
And then just like all them holes and hoeings, like Vhagar has seen some things.
She's seen some things, but I think she really lock in when it's time.
Unfortunately,
clearly she does. So I don't know. I like them, but obviously they're gonna get what's coming. So I just can't wait. It is some good build up with like waiting to see that moment where
now
they meet.
Yeah, and I mean, okay. So before we go. Predictions. What do you think is going to happen for Alicent? Where you see her character going? Because keep in mind, she was crawling through that castle looking for all them books to see that prophecy.
Yeah, she wanted to see that prophecy, and then I also I don't know because I'm curious to see what happens with Aegon. Because I think depending on if he's alive or if he's incapacitated, but he's still conscious, is he unconscious? Are we going to get the whole, you remember when Viserys was kind of like, is he really alive saying this? Or y'all just saying it? Like, what's going to happen? Because this could be exactly what she wants. If he just incapacitated and we could just pretend he said it. That's probably the best we going to get out of Aegon is for him to do nothing, like she just said. Yeah, so she gonna have a bedridden son, and then he can just do nothing like she wants.
Right, she prophesied the shit out of that. You right?
Yeah, huh?
I mean, I feel like one of three things are gonna happen with the Aegon situation. Either Alicent is gonna take the opportunity to step up her ability to rule as Queen Regent, but also there's Helena, right? Because she is literally his wife.
Go to her, not Allison. And I could, with the smoke that she seemed to maybe have for Allison, I don't know. Like maybe Helena might. I don't know. I don't see that because she just is being very meek. But I don't know. She seemed like, even though she was kind of like, she has her own way with things, but she was definitely upset about her son, and she kind of doesn't like some of the stuff that they're choosing to do. It would just be a gag if like Helena was like, nope, I'm gonna step up now and I'm gonna call the shots, and like Allison is gonna hate that shit.
Unfortunately, I don't really see it. I just don't see that in Helena's personality. It would be cute to see her like get that string.
She wouldn't be like Allison, I don't think she would ever be like Allison, but maybe in her own way. Like maybe her feeling like, you willing to kill my brother, you sacrificing us as pawns. Like I think she could take it that way. Like, oh, my son was killed, now he down. Like, how far is it gonna go? Like, I just feel like she would just lose it and have this moment where she calls Allison out for basically being Otto. And I don't know what's gonna happen from there, but I definitely can see that kind of happening maybe.
And my third portion of that is Aemon. I mean, Aemon always thought it should be him on the throne over Aegon. And honestly, the fact that he picked up that Valyrian dagger, which is passed down through the kings with the prophecy, that looked like foreshadowing to me. He might not immediately become the king, like step in officially, but I really feel like Aemon is going to try and use this as a reason to slide in and push for,
because they only have the daughter. We're going to be right back to that thing. I think only the daughters left. So are they going to try to actually name the daughter? Because that would also be a gag too. If they don't, if he is dead and like the daughter Allison actually is like, we're going to do right and let a girl finally be the queen.
You got a girl across the sea in Dragonstone.
That would be even more of a light slap to the face. So I kind of do hope they gotta do that. And then like Allison is just the queen regent until she's of age, because usually that's what they do. Like if they're not of age, they'll have like a regent who it would be either Aemon. I've seen like in some stuff like it was the uncle. Like I've seen the uncle be the regent until the child is of age, or the queen mother. So
that's how Corlys's brother thought he should be on the throne of whatever the place fuck they from.
The
sea place. He thought he should be that, even though he had children. But I mean, there's also still Maelor. I mean, he granted is still obviously a fucking baby child. Like he can't do nothing.
It'll either be one of the kids, but then I think even if Aemon gets in as the regent until a toddler is old enough, I mean that's still.
I mean, but that's gonna be because you want to talk about nobody having a say. If Aemon becomes like, he has his faculties.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's over. I do think in some way he might become, and Allison is in trouble.
Allison might as well.
She better run over to Rhaenyra.
Hello.
She might want to take her chances and go over there with Rhaenyra.
Especially if they see her waning. Especially if they start to like, if she really does maybe get, like her conscience get the best of her, she starts trying to speak more towards peace or speak more towards understanding Rhaenyra.
Okay, crackpot side theory, probably not going to happen, but what I would live for because of the interviews, I want Aemon to become the king regent for the daughter, which would piss Rhaenyra the fuck off. And then Allison run away to go be with Rhaenyra, and they just make out and scissor each other because they got so much fucking chemistry.
They really do.
They do.
Like honestly, be cute. Emma and I keep forgetting Allison's real name, but Allison and Rhaenyra, outside of their characters,
felt like they had something going on when they were younger.
Olivia, right? No, really, I feel like that is still true.
Younger, they were like lovers or something.
I think the chemistry between Lestat and Louis and Rhaenyra and Allison in show isn't comparable. I think Louis and Lestat have way more chemistry on screen.
Yeah.
Off screen, again, is no comparison. I think
they probably have good chemistry on screen too. We just haven't seen like a romantic, like them actually going there.
And I honestly don't know if we will. Hopefully we will.
I just feel like that would eat. That's a crackpot theory, but that'll be cute. Allison run over there, Damon gone. He's gonna be out here.
If only she could ride a dragon, that would be a good replacement.
What would the outcome of it? That'd be crazy. Allison over there with
honestly, Allison going over there, I don't think would change much.
I know it would change much at all. If Aemon's already in control, like she said, these men want war. I don't think the two of them ever wanted it more than the men around them. So like it wouldn't change anything, but that's the point. Like she was saying, me knowing this information ain't gonna change nothing. Right. Me wanting you feeling like you had the spot wouldn't have changed nothing. Like it was never in these two women's hands what is happening. So even them being together would be nothing more than just kind of like this is kind of what we kind of wanted, and we were just
little fan service.
Yeah, we were forced into these roles because we're women, and then like that would be the ultimate like fuck it.
Yeah. Like if they really ran off and sold oranges together, that would be gay.
All right, bitch, I'm gonna go run off and sell oranges with you, girl.
Right.
Girl, that'd be cute. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We know how Rhaenyra meets her end because of Game of Thrones.
He right.
And then when I hear that, I kind of be like, what the fuck happened?
It's the journey. I'm still here. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what the journey is, but that sound to me, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say what it is, just in case anybody who doesn't remember or doesn't want to know. But to me, that sounds like a surrender. Just knowing who we talking about, that sound like not a surrender, but a resolve. Like not a surrender, because a surrender would be like I'm giving up, but it would just be like a fuck you resolve, like a Claudia. When I die, I'm gonna find a way to hunt y'all. Like it feels more like it would be something like that.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate Game of Thrones for that, because that's not an only spoiler that Game of Thrones throughout the story of those series. Like they was dropping lore about the Dance of Dragons.
Yeah. And I don't remember any of it. So
that's why I'm not going back and watching.
I'm not gonna go. I do remember that though. So I'm just like, that feels like one of those Claudia defiant moments. So I would be curious to know what leads us there.
I'm hoping they change it to midnight. I really genuinely do. I just don't want to see that on my screen after everything she's been doing. I don't want to see.
In my head, the gears are turning, and I could kind of see. What would bring her there.
Yeah.
And not even to be in this like crazy defeat, but what would bring her there? Like, and I'm just like, oh, that would kind of eat. Like, it would be very tragic, but it would kind of.
It would chew.
So yeah. Anyway, but we're gonna wrap up because my kids are like.
Oh wait, we do have one good question. I want to.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Brie and Swan. He set up the scenario. Brie and Swan both believe they're in line for the Otaku crown. Who would win in the war?
The Otaku crown?
It's pretty much just we both vying for the crown of Westeros. Who you think we?
Because I'm evil.
My immediate answer was you. I'm not gonna lie, but a part of me feel like if I survive long enough and see enough bullshit from your ass,
that's why you.
I feel like you're gonna underestimate me though.
But that's why you wouldn't survive long.
But you don't know who I got whispering, telling me about your secrets in the back.
Because let me tell y'all, if I was Rhaenyra, King's Landing would have been burnt.
They would. I would. That's the thing. I would have come up to that same realization too. I'm not over here trying to protect peace. I'm petty.
I got a whole house over here while it's being rebuilt. We could have burned down the keep.
Yeah.
We don't got to burn 100%. All of King's Landing. We just burn the keep.
I feel like whichever one of us had more dragons probably would have instantly won.
Yeah.
Because we both would have came up with the same decision.
We're like gamers too.
Yeah, girl. It would have been a hell of a battle. I feel like me and you would have been a lot more entertaining than what's going on now.
No way. I got more dragons, and you got your little kids on dragons. Like, girl, fuck all y'all look.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll go ahead and just say Brie. I'll say Brie. Brie probably. Yeah, I'll say Brie.
Yeah, I'm ruthless.
But I ain't going out like no bitch, girl. I'm just saying.
Go out like a bitch, but I'm coming over there and burning y'all all up. But anyway, hopefully we can get back on track and start talking about the episodes week to week. So I don't know when we're gonna come back. We might have to come back during the week like this again. This is a good day for me because Love Island also doesn't come on. So we might have to come back in the middle of the week again next week just to kind of talk about the next episode. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Snack. So we'll kind of see how this does. And once again, kind of like Interview with the Vampire, we're just watching the show we liked. And if enough people want to see it or want to react to it, then we'll go ahead and, maybe try to watch it online, just even so I can get some reactions to clip down. It might be a little quiet thing, but I'll figure something out. We'll see. But I don't know what's coming next. I don't even know what show, because there's not really that many episodes. Or do we have 10? So we got like 6.
I think we got 10. Yeah, but the girl, where's Last of Us? That's what we need. They
are filming. I've been seeing little pictures of them filming and stuff.
But I don't think they're gonna come back to like early. Well, shit,
Pedro Pascal and did a whole movie with Denzel Washington. The Gladiator 2?
Oh, I had to hear about that. You're right.
Yeah, so they done did a whole movie. So, maybe that's why it's taking so long. He probably was filming. So, hopefully they're going to get back on track. But I don't know what's our next big show that's on part to come out next. It should be something, especially 6 weeks from now.
I really enjoy the reaction format too. So, hopefully something that's on a less...
HBO will come to your house,
right? Sniper ass.
HBO do not be fucking playing. So I don't know. I'll be on the prowl for something that's like really big that we watch or anything, and we'll see. For me, it's Umbrella Academy. I haven't watched it since.
Ain't that the one with Mary J. Blige?
Yeah, she's actually in it. Yeah, I forgot. I don't know if she's still in it, but she was in it. But yeah, so I haven't watched it since like season 1. So maybe I should catch up on it, but we'll see. Wasn't one 20 years ago? I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking about Gladiator 1.
Oh, yeah. So it's been a while. But anyway, we're going to head out. We'll catch y'all. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to keep it cute.
Bye.
Bye.